Ana, I'm ruining your game. I've got Radiance, I've got Shivas. You're going to struggle so much in these fights as Phantom Lancer.
Eric's did his best to keep Ana alive, and but Ana wasn't able to do damage because he was ruptured. He wasn't that low on HP, but still can't run around.
Seb.
Oh, I'm as coming into this here.
Got to be careful who shows up top. Indeed, Jerax. He's going out on his own. He doesn't expect Arme to have this invis route. As Arme will show himself. Jerax goes across, but Somnus is there.
Somnus is not messing around rupturing.
No mercy. They're feeling very confident now at this point, getting these very advantageous team fights as well as getting kills on the split push too. Thompson though, we'll find Xnova.
Seb, and as well. Between the two of them, they'll take down the support edge. FY's going to come in though. He hasn't got anyone else with him at the moment. It is just FY, so just playing around with Seb.
He has no help around at all, and he's still just making Seb's life miserable.
He's just toying with him. He's just making him not be able to come back. Look, they're already starting to rotate this Brewmaster and Bloodseeker too, and FY, he's ready to look for Seb.
Seb's got to get out.
Oh, Seb.
As indeed FY, the patience keeping that control on Seb, buying time for Chalice to come in. Ana is going to look towards the Tusk. Chalice is now there, does have Primal Split available if he wants to look to take this fight. Somnus coming in as well. As Ana, Seb look to hide in the trees. Can they get out of it? Ana's got a TP available. He's into the trees, he's going to show himself in the lane though. They're going to continue to head over. They are going to see Seb make it out in time. They don't have a stun. Ana, can he get out as well? He can. OG will avoid that rotation from PSG LGD.
FY is just so obnoxious there, following Seb for over a minute, just stalking him, trying to have his team come over.
So that's about, a minute without Aegis being used for LGD. They have 2 minutes left, I would say, to capitalize on this Aegis. Oh man, looks like he is level DPL.
Pretty much back to a 50-50. PSG LGD 2-1 up at the moment in this best of 5 grand finals. 1 game needed to secure the championship title. And at this point, they are ahead here in game 4.
No-Tail hasn't had time to gather a full army of Ancient Creeks. Right now, he just has the Ancient Black Dragon. You really want those other auras when you're at a big disadvantage in these team fights already.
Yeah, it's tough though, because Jerax doesn't want to be following around his Chen, giving him the Aghanim, so. As Thompson, he does have a Lincoln Sphere picked up, and they should have the BKB finished on Seb too. So that'll give him a little bit easier time to get those Blink Causos as he's been suffering to do so in the last few fights. And Somnus, I've Scotty picked up, about to be level 25 as well.
Yeah, they just need a couple more minutes on the side of OG before they're ready to fight. Wait for the Aegis to expire.
Seb, he's in, gets the call, the character's going to get FY, there with the snowball save. He's going to be fine, and now they turn to look towards the axe. The taunt's going to be out. Seb goes for the TP. They've got the stun to cancel though. Seb held back for now. Thompson trying to offer his best from the side to provide some sort of safety, as he will get Seb back. They're able to get Seb back to safety, and Thompson, he's running away. Xnova's there with the wraparound, gets the slow off, gives the vision for the snowball. TP from No-Tail's coming in towards the Shrine, but Thompson, he's trapped.
That's twice in the series that Xnova just comes out of nowhere. Like, he's just on a warding expedition, then he just ends up wrapping behind these people constantly.
Perfect time.
Perfect timing, and has the Senton creep to boot. And look at these deep wards that he's placed during that time that he was running around doing so. He now has full vision of OG. Yeah, he sees Ana farming these Ancients right now.
Oh, Ana. FY just giving so much information for the team. He's got eyes on him. Get the punch on the wrong target, but the snowball pass will catch Ana. Ana, he's in trouble. The blood bright silence connects. He's got the man to back up in a second, but can he really play his way out of this one? He cannot. Ana down for a minute and a half.
Just having all this vision. Xnova throughout this whole tournament has had the best vision in every situation, even when you wouldn't expect it. They're just like, oh, they're fighting on the left side. They're not going to have vision over here. But no, Xnova always seems to have those prepared in every situation.
And he has some incredible foresight to be able to have these wars that just lead to really clutch pickoffs. And Axe has not spent his money on BKB. He has the money, but he might be looking to save for buyback.
We'll see if any of the buybacks do get forced out. Thompson's still dead for 15. Ideally, he doesn't buy back it. They may have to buy back on Ana. He's gone for 50 seconds. The split coming out from Chalice. He's ready to push in, look for the stun on No-Tail to hold back the Chen. As the mid-racks are exposed, PSG LGD, 40 minutes in, able to open into the base and clean out this mid lane of Rack. Still Ana holding on to that buyback.
And they're going to keep going here. They really want to force this PL to come back here.
Stun onto Thompson. He will blink dodge it. But another tier 3 tower falling incredibly fast. They really don't want to use it. Seb jumps in, gets the call onto FY. There's the buyback. The Cataclysm isn't enough to do anything. It isn't. PSG LGD still fighting strong. Thompson getting focused by Somnus. Seb taken down by Arme. The triple buybacks now out as Anna in trouble. He's pulled back for this one. The deafening blast onto the three of them. Knocks them back, but Anna gets focused. Seb! He's in with the call. He has the control onto the morphing Somnus. Now being chased by Thompson. Blinks in with the cold snap. The PL army is on top of it. They get Somnus too. As OG, they have to expend 3 buybacks, but they hold on to the top rack. Somnus now down for 2 minutes. No buyback available on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, he's 400 gold short of it. It's up in about 8 seconds. OG they have to make so much happen here. They have to push out all their lanes. 2 of the side lanes are already gone, but I think trying to get some kills here, like on FY here, would be very ideal.
I mean, look how close the Brew is at 25. I mean,
So close.
With that primal split cooldown.
Oh, Thompson, he sees it FY. He's used the snowball. He turns with the combo FY with the self-fuels, but OG, they've surrounded him. Seb jumps in with the call, the blade mail. FY's gone.
Instant buyback from FY.
Still that scary, scary time for LGD. 75 seconds without Somnus. OG have the full 5-man pushing in all 3 lanes at the same time as they approach LGD's base.
I don't even know if I give a heads up in this team fight. The LGD are the goal, but no blood take up to 60 seconds. This could be disastrous.
He's got a full BKB on Seb as well.
Chalice really wants to hit level 25 before he pops that primal split. So close.
Just got to be careful, Seb. Looking for that blink initiation.
Chalice is stepping back. Grabs, they give him the tome. He needed like 5 experience, and they gave him the tome just to make sure that he gets it anyway. Just playing as safe as possible here.
Looks like OG don't feel that the window is big enough for them to push in whilst this Bloodseeker's still dead. They'll back away.
They can't count. They fought back 3 heroes. They weren't able to get any T30s, and there's no Roshan up yet. Big Daddy No-Tail's praying for a Roche right now so they can get that refresher, but it's not going to be out. And maybe we'll dodge a bullet.
At least they got a good amount of economy off that, right?
Yep.
It was up to a 15k gold advantage, and they chunked it down to 7. Same thing with experience. So they did get quite a lot out of that one, but they ideally wanted to get at least one of those sets of racks to get some momentum pushing in with those 3 buybacks used.
Absolutely, it is this really scary moment of the game now for OG. We're about 5-6 minutes still without those buybacks available. If PSG LGD can find that one team fight, it could be the team fight to win TI in this window of time that they now have presented to themselves.
Anna's gone full in for that butterfly too. As they pick up also an Aeon disc on Jeremy, so protected in O. DD did spawn, however, was killed in 5.
It's also pretty scary for Maybe right now. He only has a 5-second BKB, and he does a lot of damage and will get wrecked by the X-Blade mail call if he finds it, especially with his BKB now. There's not that many ways to stop him.
It's just all about FY and Chalice, right? Just either saving or just getting into the midst of the fights and not allowing OG to get the picks.
And the smoke, it's going to be dispelled.
Let's get dispelled. But it's
He's in the trees. They're on the high ground. They've got the vision with the Shiva's covered. Anna's on his way over. They've got the snowball down. There's the Catapult. Seb jumps in. He's able to fight the call onto Challenge, but Challenge already got the BKB out. The Sunstride's going to be down onto FY, but FY will survive. Seb posts the BKB. He'll try and stand his ground, but Seb, he's going to go down. No buyback on the axe. As Jerax as well, surrounded by PSG LGD. The Eon disc will proc, but they'll fight through it.
He has to buy back immediately.
Look at these creep track by these Force Spirits. On the bottom room, they have no creeps in the mid lane.
Sienna still holding on to that buyback on Jerax. But as Ben said, the creeps aren't here.
It's backdoor. And they breached through it. It's not looking like it right now. Maybe everyone hitting the same one.
That creep cutting isn't enough to hold OG in the game.
You see No-Tail's already running to just, he doesn't care. He's going to throw his life for this. He needs to just keep these creeps out of the base to keep that back door up. He doesn't care if he dies.
Which he certainly will. As they get upon him, they find his life. 1 minute now without No-Tail and without Seb. Thompson, Anna, and Jerax. The only 3 heroes that can offer their defense during this final minute, this final stand.
Jerax is really trying to hold on to his buyback.
The Chalice split, of course, up once again. They're finishing off this second set of racks. He's got the Cyclone holding Anna up in the skies. as this Rax on the top lane will fall. The melee Rax gone. PSG LGD playing this carefully, as they'll go down towards the bottom as well. Arme, doppelgangers, he's losing a fair bit of mana into the PL. Still able to shift back into that Morphling if needs be. As OG, they will lose that top Rax, but they won't lose the game. PSG LGD are playing it safe. They know how close they are to victory, and they will not throw it away.
And they know that the Roche is probably respawning pretty soon, and it actually is up, so that is that refresher shard. They already have pretty much infinite primal splits up anyway, but they feel very confident here.
They weren't able to deward that ward in the mid lane, so it looks like they are going for a Roche fake out.
So Anna is on top of X-Nova. The Ghost Head's going to get a set. Oh. He's in. The call, the MP, the cannon, but FY is in. He's able to get the save off in time to keep this man alive. Get it off. Chalice is down. Buyback from X-Nova and Chalice. FY with the Invis. Somnus looking to get involved. Pause the BKB to get over the ice roll. They get on top of Seb. Seb's in trouble. Seb's gone. The axe down once again for 90 seconds. As now FY giving them the vision, but they see him. Got the doppelganger to jump away from the snowball. The snowball over to Thompson. The self-fuels. FY trying to buy time for the rest of LGD to come in. Again, up into the air. Arme straight on top of Notel. FY will fall. Arme looking towards Notel. Notel puts the hand of God, but Notel beat it down by Arme and Somnus. Chalice gets the primal split off as Anna. He's been left behind in Thompson. He's got to do something incredible in terms of the combo. Can he find the angle? Jarex coming in, keeping Anna alive. Anna with the doppelganger. The deafening blast comes out onto the two of them. Anna trying to go in, looking for the kill. Can he find it in time onto X-Nova? He's on top of him, trying to beat him down. Anna again with the doppelganger, now retreating back towards the base. As X-Nova will survive. Jarex back in, the combo. Meatball down onto Chalice, but Chalice is so tanky. Bombs the Shiva's gone. He's on top of Jarex. Jarex is gone. Anna as well. Can he really fight back against the Somnus? And X-Nova is so low. As the buyback for Jarex comes in, he's healing Anna back up. That buyback could set them up for the kill on X-Nova. The cold snap down onto the charger. They find him. Arme, he's out of mana. He's starting to shift into the strength, but he's surrounded. OG, can they find the ball? They can. OG are still in the game. Arme buys back immediately. But now it's PSG LGD's turn to be without two of their supports. Seb's going to be back up in 8 seconds.
Oh my god, that buyback from Jarex onto that shrine, being able to save Ana, but Ana also toying with them with that doppel. He sent the illusion. They thought that was the real one. They actually couldn't finish him off, even though they got the thirst vision of him for a second.
With the level 25 talent on the doppelganger, it's really hard to kill him.
Seb,
Yeah.
he's looking straight for the play. Can he find Somnus? He's hunting. Somnus, he's there, Seb. He'll see him. Oh, doesn't get the call though, and now Seb. He'll be ruptured. They're looking at him, but Anna, he's straight in on top of Somnus. Somnus puts the BKB. Anna again with the double. They see Cataclysm coming out. And Somnus still alive. Anna will be able to force him away. They've got the head. They've got the control. They're on top of him. Can they kill him in time? They can. Chalice got for 2 minutes. And Seb, he's finding, looking for Arme. Big Daddy Notel gets the penitence out. Only onto the illusion though. Arme able to waveform up to the high ground. Arme should be fine here.
Thompson's got the ghost, he's got Hex
maybe
up soon too.
Oh, the doppelganger Arme's over the trees. Can he hide his way out of this?
No, back, real one.
Goes for the waveform. Seb tries for the call, but he's already out of there. Nice play from Arme.
And he buys so much time too for his team there. The Brewmaster was dead for 120 seconds, now only 90.
Still a big window for OG. They're only without Jarex for the same amount of time. And that lead that PSG LGD had, it is going down a little bit. Only 4K, 5K at the moment with these last few fights. Obviously the 25s now coming out on OG. Thompson's into the pit.
What a timely DD coming out for him too. I don't think they expected to be taken down as fast. He's almost able to solo it with the help of these summons. And that's a refreshing shot. There's no way to get this. There's no way LGD can.
Oh, and the Seb level 25 too. That extra Berserker's Call AoE. It catches people out. They don't expect it.
It does not feel like OG or T-Rex now.
Yeah. The Berserker's Call now is, I mean, the AoE is really massive now when you have that talent.
It's so hard to play against. Can PSG LGD do it? They've got the Basher now for Somnus. For just a 2K lead with those last big comeback plays from OG. Still 30 seconds without Chalice.
Double Hex coming out now. Thompson and these 5-second BKBs, I mean, they were crushing with their
FY.
Thompson's being spotted out.
Got the vision. They're on top of him. Thompson, he's in trouble. The nullify comes out, but he got the ghost walk off as well as the hex in time. Now, Saunders turns up. The blood runs down. Thompson! He's dead for 100. Has got the buyback available. PSG LGD will certainly look to force it out of them.
FY just with a shadow blade. It just, as soon as they split up, he finds the perfect opportunity there on Thompson.
You got to be careful going out on the map when FY's alive. There's every chance in the world that he's going to be watching you from the trees.
And at this point, I think for Ame, it's actually going to be very worth it for him to actually just try and burn all the mana from the Phantom Lancer, so we can't doppelganger all the time. That's causing huge issues in the team fights. And I see that Chalice is using his Dispel Magic every single cooldown on these Phantom Lancer illusions, but there's still way too many that are causing havoc in these teams.
It's too constant. Like that doppel cooldown being 3 seconds just allows him to always be able to play around a little bit around the brew. They don't really have like this crazy AoE when you look at LGD's lineup to just clear out those illusions. It's really a lot based off them just trickling them down slowly with like the Shivas and the Radiants and knowing exactly which one it is.
Yep, he doesn't have the crit talent, but now he does have crit from that Bloodthorn coming out.
It's a lot of damage that Anna can offer to the fights now.
And Brewmaster without BKB, very vulnerable. Cold Snap, Bloodthorn, Berserker's Call, there's a lot of ways that they can prevent him from getting that ult.
He just commits it from the back, just to be careful.
Make sure that he can get it off and get some damage in onto the tier 3s. Anna's going to start to try and fight against these Primal Split Brewlings. He'll be able to find one of them. He has been silenced. He'll take down the Wind Panda 2 as well by the looks of it. There's only the Earth Panda prevails. Seb jumps and he gets the call onto the Panda, popping the BKB as well, so they won't kill the Brewlings off. They do force PSG LGD away long enough that Thompson does not have to expend his buyback. Thompson back in the game.
And then they're utilizing the PL very well too, by replicating him and sending illusions to get some extra damage on the tower. It's just one Rax left that's holding LGD away from Mega Creeps.
And they're straight out. They're ready with the aggressive play, OG. Thompson, can he find a catch? He's close to having vision onto X-Nova.
Should be able to find X-Nova. He is stalking him. He got sights of him for a second. He was a bit far away though.
Oh, the tornado. It's got him. Thompson drops the combo down upon him. The stun comes out though. Oh, the counterplay. Jax is there though with the heal, the tether. Keeping Thompson alive with the Abyssal Blade down. Candace here, the hand of God comes through. Thompson still alive, but Chalice gets the Primal Split out. He's been stunned. Thompson, the cheese, he's fine. Thompson, he goes down. They get the kill onto the Evoker. No tail. Being chased by Ame. The bash is coming through, but the Blade Mail was already out from Seb. He tries to get the call off. The bash of the Cataclysm isn't enough to find the kills. Anna leading forward. The Bloodthorn onto FY. Gets the kill onto FY. FY bites back straight away. Anna looking towards Somnus again. The doppelganger. Ame on top of Thompson. Thompson being saved by Jax. Jax with the tether. Ame turns into General General. There's the call. Seb, he catches Ame. Ame dead for 2 minutes. The hex. They've got Somnus as well. Oh, gee. Double kill for Seb. The clutch buybacks coming into play. Nobody has a buyback available right now. As OG stand with 5 alive on the map, 100 seconds without the Morphling.
This doppel talent is just destroying LGD. They have no way to actually find Ana. Like Ben said, the Brewmaster's constantly using the Dispel, but it's so hard to find the real PL amongst all these illusions in all this chaos of the fights with tornadoes and chaos meters and everything falling all over the place.
And look at this. The tier 3 tower falling. Ana frontlining it all. What's he scared of? The Blood Bride will come out. Chalice with the Shiva's Guard trying to initiate. But Ana, he's poking, prodding, beating down, and on the side, Thompson jumps in. Chalice gets in with the BKB with the call. Seb, he's got the destabilizing Chalice. Do they have the damage? They got on top of the Chalice. He's into the snowball. FY buying time for him, but now he's vulnerable. He's gets hexed. He gets Bloodthorn. Chalice buys back. Straight back into the game. Ana trying to find his attention onto X-Nova. Chalice leading forward. The Tornado going to be off the market. Only catches out the Bloodseeker, but Seb, he's looking for the follow-up. Jumps in, gets the call. The BKB was out in time. The Bananas on top of it. Did they have the damage? Seb's got the blade on FY. With the snowball again. Thompson, Jax, focusing the Rags. Thompson gets the hex up onto X-Nova. Seb, healed up by Jax. Ana still full health at the moment as the Brewlings are pushed back to the base. OG, get the bottom melee Rags. As still 30 seconds to play without the Morphling in the game. They move towards the mid lane. OG, can they really get it all here? The mid rack's falling. They've taken a full second set, 15 painful seconds for LGD.
They're gonna keep going. They want to claim their megas.
Another tier 3 falls. OG onto the final set of rags that LGD have left standing. Azana, he gets kicked back. He's separated from the team, but he has the double gagger. He's been ruptured. He needs help, but he needs it now. Jarek in with the tap of the hand of God. Give it that double heal. The relocate as well. Jarek gets him out. As OG will successfully disengage before that Morphling's back in, as they found both rags. Jerax will die for this one, almost certainly, as he looks to tether across, but the nullifies upon him. He has buyback though, and OG just took so much away from PSG LGD, as they only have a lone range rack standing on the top lane.
I can't believe this is only 3 racks left in this game. One of them is a range racks on the side of LGD. Buyback status. I saw X that was buyback. It was only like 600 or 700, yeah, which is crazy. But Jerax also kind of in that same net worth territory, looking at a very cheap buyback. But 2 in the game left. IO and the PL. PL is almost unkillable at this point. Like, even without the Wisp, it's still really difficult. With the Wisp, just don't even try.
We'll see this again. It's a save here from Jerax.
The control is just not there, and they don't have the way to kill all these illusions constantly. And of course, look at Jerax coming in, starts that relocate channel, and is able to get it off. No one gets the control on him.
Keeping it cool at the time that it means the most, but he's still able to crack a smile here in Game 4 of the TIA Grand Finals. OG making a stand, now leading 9K advantage in net worth. LD able to join us.
I don't.
Templar Assassin.
Shadow Fiend.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get you guys the game. I'm just looking at the in-between game overlay. We do have our next best of 3 kicking off, and of course that means we are starting here with our 1v1. Danog, why do we have a 1v1?
Well, funny that you should ask that. First and foremost, it's Arme coming up against Monet, right? And that's because this league, it's a little bit different to determine the pick/side selection at the start of the games, instead of just doing the standard old coin flip. DPL-CDA boys and girls thought it would be a bit more fun if they had a 1v1 matchup, and the winner of that gets priority in Game 1.
Yeah, and the matchups have normally been decided on social media. From what I understand, the way that it typically works is they'll say, hey, we're going to have Monet's Shadow Fiend. Which player plus hero from the enemy team against? So yeah, we do have Ame versus Monet. Pretty important 1v1 in a fairly important series for both of these 2 teams. There's only prize money for the top 6, and both of them are only just inside of that currently. With a 4-3 record, and RNG with a 4-4 record. So they're both kind of getting towards the end of their DPL-CDA action, and a win here could be a pretty big deal.
And Asta's right on their heels as well, right? They're sitting in 7th at 3 and 4, is it?
3 and 3, I believe. So yeah, definitely pretty good. Asta still some opportunity to climb a few more spots, and they did take a 2-0 against RNG yesterday, who faced a little bit of adversity in the beginning, and it just seemed like they kind of crumbled, to be honest. Like, it was a very early GG in both games. We'll just have to see how this 1v1 goes. This is typically considered a TA favorite matchup. Monet loses the block and is just going to go taunting his way down the mid lane. Has already picked up the raise here at level 1, and we do have side blades on the side of Ame. Monet getting very aggressive with the triple raise right off the bat. Just putting the damage down, actually gets one more. Alright. Oh, clicked on the minimap there, but...
I mean, this is exactly how you have to play it, right? Before that refraction starts to become a factor, you gotta get some of this damage in onto the TA, make her burn a lot of her net worth in the form of regen as opposed to just getting these damaging items.
Continuing to buy Like Symbols Monet kind of going for it here. Actually not drawing any tower aggro or anything. Out comes the salve from Ame. Does have the refraction now, so Monet won't really be able to cancel. Get kind of dragged in here somewhat, and there's the deny. Actually tanking an auto attack to get through the defensive refraction, and still only 4-1 against 3-1. But yeah, if Monet's going to find an opportunity, it's got to be pretty early here.
I think
moving pretty nicely to
playing this really well.
Yeah, I think he's actually doing quite well, but what's a pretty nasty side blades to take. I should be able to start getting these denies going. Monet having to back up defense. Let's get the range creep deny. That's pretty nice. But TA is still level 3 already. Monet just about to grab his level 3 off this range creep. He's only got the one mango. Yeah, it's very even. Alright, so Monet's got 2 raises. Does he have another mango coming on the courier? He does.
And 2 in the stash that he just purchased.
I mean, if he doesn't have raises, he's just got no hope here. But I also don't think he wants to use them to CS here. Alright, it does end up just using the short raise to grab 2 creeps.
I think that's important. He wanted to get up to that full Necro Mastery as quickly as possible. Oh, that's a big miss there.
I have no idea what that was. Monet just taking auto attacks, still dodging side blades, gets down in the river. Another side blades could kill him. Does manage to sidestep it, but now he doesn't have a salve, and this is a very healthy Templar Assassin. Side blade spill, 30 HP, pop the mango, go for the raises. But what do you do now? You can't afford to leave the lane, so he has to wait until his courier gets all the way back. Llama is on its way, but
yeah, he's only got the 1 raise remaining, so oh man, this is looking rough.
This is so dangerous. He has to dodge every side blades, 2 side blades connecting. He backs up all the way, just uses the long raise, but I should now be able to take over this lane pretty well.
This is risky.
Yeah, he's really playing with fire here, but knows that he desperately needs to CS. All right, here comes a little bit of an opportunity. Bunch of salves plus some mangoes being brought out. I think the lane becomes unwinnable once TA gets like level 6, level 7, so you kind of have to find a chance before that, but so long as Ame plays defensively and makes sure that he stays on pretty high HP, should be okay.
He's playing for that level 5, you feel?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's his best opportunity. Is like refraction comes up, he mans up to auto attack the refraction down, and then finds himself in a position where he can force like a double raise into a fight, or just get the triple raise going. The level 5 is here now. Here comes the raises, but he's kind of low.
Yeah, he's got the courier that's just reached in though, and it's brought a few more of these mangoes. So he's got the 3 stack for that passive regen. Block through. That nice little dodge coming through there.
Refraction down for 10, but oh, the side blades damage is so nasty.
This is really big because he can't get in now and use that close range shadow raise.
Yeah, it was just gonna die instantly. Well, another courier trip required. Continue to grab these CS, 2 more salves on their way out. Has bought so much regen in this lane. You switch it over to the net worth, and TA is like 700 ahead because he just has not had to buy nearly so much regen.
Whoa.
Almost here. High blades. Gotta back it up. I'm still looking for that angle, and Monet's had enough. This is a little bit reminiscent of the games yesterday, to be honest. So, Monet, just call it a GG. Hands up.
Nothing you can do.
Yeah. For that. Well, this is why the fans got to get out there and vote. I don't even actually know where the votes are happening. I think it's on what?
FY, he's found himself no tail out on his own.
He's trapped him.
There's no tail. Is he going to get any sort of backup? No, there's 3 still dead on OG. It'll be a slow and painful death here for Notel as Ame comes in for the kill secure.
And I love the way that Chalice popped his BKB super early in that fight. He just knows, I just need to get my ulti off. And he cast it at a very safe range. He didn't wait for the last second of his BKB. He's not very greedy. I think that's a lot of the reason why they've been winning these team fights. Seb has been struggling, still about 1,000 gold away from his BKB.
Yeah, this Brewmaster is a display of perfection, really. It's the highest level in the game with his Bloodseekers.
And doing a ton of damage. One of the most damage in the game as an offlaner.
Now has full Shiva, so even more ways. He's pretty much itemized entirely just to be like, Ana, I'm ruining your game. I've got Radiance, I've got Shivas. You're gonna struggle so much in these fights as Phantom Lancer.
Eric's did his best to keep Ana alive, and but Ana wasn't able to do damage because of his rupture. He wasn't that low on HP, but still can't run around.
Seb.
Oh, I'm his ninjas here.
Got to be
Watch
careful
Jerax.
who shows up top. Indeed, Jerax. He's going out on his own. He doesn't expect Ame to have this invis rune. As Ame will show himself. Jerax goes across, but Somnus is there.
Somnus is not messing without rupturing.
No mercy. They're feeling very confident now at this point, getting these very advantageous team fights as well as getting kills on the split push too. Thompson though, will find X-Nova.
Seb in as well. Between the two of them, they'll take down the support edge. FY's going to come in though. He hasn't got anyone else with him at the moment. It is just FY, so just playing around with Seb.
He has no help around at all, and he's still just making Seb's life miserable.
He is toying with him. He's just making him not be able to come back. Look, they're already starting to rotate this Brewmaster and Bloodseeker too, and FY, he's ready to look for Seb.
Seb's got to get out.
Oh, Seb.
As indeed, FY, the patience, keeping that control on Seb, buying time for Chalice to come in. Ana is going to look towards the Tusk. Chalice is now there, does have Primal Split available if he wants to look to take this fight. Somnus coming in as well. As Ana, Seb look to hide in the trees. Can they get out of it? Ana's got a TP available. He's into the trees. He's going to show himself in the lane though. They're going to continue to head over. They are going to see Seb make it out in time. They don't have a stun. Ana, can he get out as well? He can. OG will avoid that rotation from PSG LGD.
FY is just so obnoxious there, following Seb for over a minute, just stalking him, trying to have his team come over.
So that's about, a minute without Aegis being used for LGD. They have 2 minutes left, I would say, to capitalize on this Aegis. Oh man, looks like he is a little bit.
Pretty much back to a 50-50. PSG LGD 2-1 up at the moment in this best of 5 grand finals. 1 game needed to secure the championship title. And at this point, they are ahead here in game 4.
Notail hasn't had time to gather a full army of Ancient Pigs. Right now, he just has the Ancient Black Dragon. You really want those other auras when you're at a big disadvantage in these team fights already.
Yeah, it's tough though, because Jerax doesn't want to be following around his champ, giving him the Aghanim, so. As Thompson, see, he does have a Lincoln Sphere picked up, and they should have the BKB finished on Seb too. So that'll give him a little bit easier time to get those Blink Calls as he's been suffering to do so in the last few fights. And Somnus, I have Scotty picked up, about to be level 25 as well.
Yeah, they just need a couple more minutes on the side of OG before they're ready to fight. Wait for Aegis to expire.
Seb, he's in, gets the call, the character's going to get FY, there with the snowball save. He's going to be fine, and now they turn to look towards the axe. The taunt's going to be out. Seb goes for the TP. They've got the stun to cancel though. Seb held back for now. Thompson trying to offer his best from the side to provide some sort of safety, as he will get Seb back. They're able to get Seb back to safety, and Thompson, he's running away. X-Nova's there with the wraparound, gets the slow off, gives the vision for the snowball. TP from Notail's coming in towards the stride, but Thompson, he's trapped.
That's twice in this series that X-Nova just comes out of nowhere. Like, he's just on a warding expedition, then he just ends up wrapping behind these people constantly.
Perfect time.
Perfect timing, and has the Centauran creep to boot. And look at these deep wards that he's placed during that time that he was running around doing so. He now has full vision of OG. Yeah, he sees Ana farming these Ancients right now.
Oh, Ana. FY just giving so much information for the team. He's got eyes on him. Get the punch on the wrong target, but the snowball pass will catch Ana. Ana, he's in trouble. The Blood Bright Silence connects. He's got the Manta back up in a second, but can he really play his way out of this one? He cannot. Ana down for a minute and a half.
Just having all this vision. And X-Nova throughout this whole tournament has had the best vision in every situation, even when you wouldn't expect it. You're just like, oh, they're fighting on the left side. They're not going to have vision over here. But no, X-Nova always seems to have those prepared in every situation.
And he has some incredible foresight to be able to have these wars that just lead to really clutch pickoffs. And Axe has not spent his money on BKB. He has the money, but he might be looking to save for buyback.
We'll see if any of the buybacks do get forced out. Thompson's still dead for 15. Ideally, he doesn't buy back it. They may have to buy back on Ana. He's gone for 50 seconds. The split coming out from Chalice. Is he ready to push in? Look for the stun on No-Tail to hold back the Chen as the mid-racks are exposed. PSG LGD, 40 minutes in, able to open into the base and clean out this mid lane of racks. Still Ana holding on to that buyback.
And they're going to keep going here. They really want to force this PL to come back here.
Stun onto Thompson. He will blink dodge it. But another tier 3 tower falling incredibly fast. They really don't want to use it. Seb jumps in, gets the call onto FY. There's the buyback. The Cataclysm isn't enough to do anything. It isn't. PSG LGD still fighting strong. Thompson getting focused by Somnus. Seb taken down by Arme. The triple buybacks now out as Ana in trouble. He's pulled back for this one. The deafening blast onto the three of them. Knocks them back, but Ana gets focused. Seb! He's in with the call. He has the control onto the morphing Somnus. Now being chased by Thompson. Blinks in with the cold snap. The PL army's on top of it. They get Somnus too. As OG, they have to expend 3 buybacks, but they hold on to the top racks. Somnus now down for 2 minutes. No buyback available on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, he's 400 gold short of it. It's up in about 8 seconds. OG, they have to make so much happen here. They have to push out all their lanes. 2 of the side lanes are already going, but I think trying to get some kills here, like on FY here, would be very ideal.
I mean, look how close to Brew is at 25. I mean,
So close.
With that primal split cooldown.
Oh, Thompson, he sees it FY. He's used the snowball, he turns with the combo FY with the self-fuels, but OG, they've surrounded him. Seb jumps in with the call, the blade mail, FY's gone.
Instant buyback from FY.
Still that scary, scary time for LGD. 75 seconds without Somnus.
All right.
RNG's turn to ban.
Welcome back to DPL-CDA League, second best of 3 for the night. We've got CDEC going up against. I'm Biscuit, and I'm once again joined by the lovely Danog. How you doing, bud?
Not too bad. Little tilted at the RNG banner once again. Get those white edges out of here.
Yeah, they haven't got that sorted out, have they? In terms of our selection priority decisions, we did have CDC taking first pick, I believe.
No, that's a Radiant.
Oh, they took Radiant? Oh, okay. Yeah, so they took Radiant, and then RNG taking second pick.
So clearly it needs some value. I wonder if that'll be based around like. I wonder if that'll be based around like overall win rate, like their style better, or if it's an actual hero composition that might want to play around the Roshan a bit stronger. You know, could we see this Ursa come out again on the Radiant side?
That could be a possibility. What? Okay, what do we got? What do we got going on in terms of ban? This Venomancer is continuing to make waves. Has moves from like, oh yeah, he's moved in the course of just a couple of days from like gotcha last pick to now he's just getting first overall banned. So I guess we'll have to see if that trend kind of continues. It could also be something to do with popularity of, one, he's good against some of these like regen heroes like the Dragon Knight. He's also really good against stuff like Ursa, right? Where the constant slows are just such a pain in the ass. You can't do any damage at all. But I'm shocked that Venomancer has risen so quickly.
Well, CDEC, they're going to take advantage of the fact that he's gone, picking one of these real sustained heroes in the Tree and Protector. We've seen it be played across, what, 3, 4, and 5? Probably most strongly in the 4 and 5 roles, and much more emphasis being put onto the Living Armor these days as opposed to this ganking style build with the Leech Seed.
Yeah, the Leech Seed just seems like a completely dead ability. Sometimes you'll see like 1 point.
Just for the slow.
But yeah, the fact that it's just like a garbage battery assault now just feels so terrible. But the hero's still seemingly good enough. I think part of that is he's still got all of these innate abilities, right? For whatever reason, with the tree walking and then getting the invis at level 10. And the Tree Protector enables strategies that no other hero is really capable of, right?
Yeah.
Like, if the enemy team does not pick enough building damage for the early game, you're going to end up in a situation where they've taken all of your tier 1 towers and you haven't taken a single one of the enemies, and then you're just in a terrible position that's going to force your hand a little bit if you're RNG. They're just going for a Mars Disruptor to...
Yeah, pretty safe, pretty standard. Obviously, Mars an incredibly strong pick be having early on, and Disruptor, of course. You need to be playing from the aggressive side, and kind of Shadow Shaman in the same way, to be honest. So supports are able to duke it out, although it seems like they're probably going to be prioritizing a bit more farm into the Shadow Shaman.
It's really interesting that the Shadow Shaman pick comes out like this, because like it to me almost signals the fact that, all right, we're picking this Shaman for the wards, because Disruptor is amazing against Shadow Shaman for breaking the shackles, for really preventing his lockdown from coming out. So they're not going to get these like Fiend's Grip level shackles that you sometimes see from the Shadow Shaman. So the Mars and the Disruptor are on point.
Yeah, and it's not like Shadow Shaman's one of these more tanky supports either, right? That can actually soak up a little bit of damage, let the Tree Protector get in position to overgrowth, and then turn the team fight around. You get chopped off pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's not a Snapfire or Jakiro or anything like that. So if he happens to get caught, by this Arena of Blood spear, he's just gonna die every time to that. So Phoenix is the ban. Looks like CDC worried about this kind of team fight angle from RNG, which they are already representing pretty strongly with the Mars Disruptor. The nice thing about the Disruptor is that not only does he bring team fight, but he also kind of punishes split push as well. So if you're like, oh, we're just going to dodge fights as our way to avoid losing to the big AoE team fight, well, the Glimpse can still potentially punish you there. PL comes out as the ban, definitely a good carry to have against the Mars. Disruptor kind of useful against him, but not really great at killing illusions or anything. So you can't just end up with a PL in your face, and that's where Disruptor sometimes has to panic pop his spells, and that's not the way that he wants to be playing.
Well, you talked about budget battery assault. We're going to have real battery assault coming through, not visiting the rejection.
Yeah, so we've got Aldi brand battery assault and
Colesworth.
Yeah.
I'm always liking a good clock game. It's right against the Shadow Shaman as well, so suddenly you just completely pack this hero out of game.
For sure. It is, I would say, maybe a little bit the Disruptor clock is maybe a slightly greedy support duo, but shouldn't be too much of a problem. Gives you some other nice ways to use the spear from Mars. It's always handy dandy. I have even seen some teams running Mars as like a 4, but I definitely think this game is just the Disruptor 5, Clockwork 4, Mars 3.
She's back.
Yeah, CDC with the Death Prophet. It's a little bit, a little bit later than maybe we expected, but still makes her arrival.
Picked up their supports. I wonder, deciding to go into the Death Prophet after they picked their second one there, not wanting to risk the AAA, considering they've already got the Tree Protector and the DP.
Yeah, I guess they're looking at the Mars clock and just thinking, all right, we can get some pretty good value out of the Siphon and whatnot. They don't have the best saving supports, but I do think Death Prophet is insane if you've got your Abaddons, your Oracles, and these other sort of healing saving supports to keep her alive and let her just play as aggressively as she wants. But the Living Armor is going to be helpful for sure. And RNG, saving the last overall pick for their mid, are just going to go for the Terrorblade as Batrider comes out from CDEC. Oh boy.
It's a good way to deal with the you want to be able to dodge a lot of that metamorph damage at level 1 lane, but beyond that, it's going to be a bit rough for the TB. All of that armor that you get to start the game suddenly isn't quite as effective when you burn to death.
Yeah, there's gonna be this living armor Batrider just running at you. And they don't really have... They don't have anyone that can match up against the Batrider currently. It is a hero that hasn't been as big of a thing in the meta as of late, but always has that factor of like the right Batrider game, he can just take over. The one nice thing I guess about the Terrorblade is that he only really needs like level 5 to just go and sort of go hit up the jungle, farm his way up that way. So it's not the end of the world, but yeah, the lane is certainly looking rough against that Shadow Shaman.
Oh yeah. There for the Hurks.
Yeah. And you know, the overgrowth from the Terrain Protector can be pretty useful against the TB as well. I don't think it's a free TB game, but they do have still the last overall pick to hopefully get, you know, whatever they feel is game-winning.
I feel like they need a bit more burst damage right now on CDEC, right? Because it's a lot of sustained damage coming through from DP through the Exorcism, of course, Spirit Scything, Batrider. You're gradually going to get knocked down, and it's a decent time to find a right Sunder target.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they... What else could they go for here? Like, there's still a Slark, I guess. Could be... Okay, it's not really burst, but it is a hero that can kind of go get up in Terrorblade's face and then pop the Shadow Dance.
Something different.
Yeah, Naga Siren coming in. Okay, so they've got... you know, they do have some things to combo with this. I don't know. I don't even know what the Naga Siren is really about here. There are
10 seconds remaining.
What, maybe some in the Naga, like you're pretty high armor against the Terrorblade. You kind of go run at him, but interesting. I don't know about this. I guess there aren't very many great ways to kill illusions this game, and RNG just gonna go for the Lina as the final pick. I don't think that comes as a big surprise at all. It's the laning matchup against the Death Prophet, and also I think kind of decent against CDC's lineup in general. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this Naga, I guess. We'll just have to see. It does sacrifice kind of any kill potential that I think they had on that bottom lane with the Terrain Protector. I imagine they're just going to be playing pretty defensively with Victoria, or he's just going to try and make space for the Naga. They're not really going to be going for kills on Flywin or anything. Who you got, Danog? Hello? No, hey. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they should, in theory, they should have the space because they've got the, you know, the Mass Serpent Wards and the Exorcism to buildings, and then they've got the Living Armor to hold their buildings, so I guess hoping to get themselves into a situation where they're really able to exploit a bunch of the map all at once, but I don't know if that's a guarantee. And I do also kind of worry about the supports if the lanes go badly. Kind of both of them are just going to become food for the Clockwork. And actually very interesting from CDEC, both of their supports with a boot start here. James and Victoria. I wonder if they're just trying to run down Monet here. Ooh, they kind of see him coming forward. He sees the Shadow Shaman for a second, but I don't know if he saw anyone else. Alright, just gonna start opening up the pulls and stuff for his support. He's not actually that interested in going forward because his team is all over on the bottom side of the map. Super in September. Just gonna grab themselves the outpost here. Monet again just kind of sees the shaman. All right, and now Treant Protector reveals himself. Outpost. I think he's probably seen the double boots and he's like, oh,
The battle.
oh no, what?
No.
Yeah. What does he do now, though? Does he? I don't think he can really go anywhere else. Well, he's gonna block and just hope that he ends up right underneath or right near his tower. Yep. Man, double ward for mid here for XM, so they're going to be a lot of attention towards this mid lane on the side of CDEC. Nice little deny from Setsu. Should be able to snag up. As I say that, XM also gets the deny on the range creep, so mid a little bit more even after that. Super just trying to run forward, but not having the best of times. I was actually wondering if they were going to put the clockwork up here or if it was going to be the disruptor, but maybe they feel that the cogs super can help out against the Batrider a little bit more. There's still a lot of creeps here though, so, and he's already slowed down. Yeah, Super's got to be a little bit careful. Gets another zap to the backside. This is not the easiest angle to get either. Oh, I think he gets 3. I think James should just be able to drag this. Yeah, just a little aggro. Range creep seems like it's still going. Oh yeah, James trapped in the cogs now, and that should be first blood. All right, very nice. I don't even know, did they? Maybe if he didn't have the cogs, he gets away there, but. Super. Yeah, that's true. Super doesn't quite get the small camp stack, unfortunately, so gonna rely on connecting a pull if he is gonna do anything over here. Ame 9-0 so far. Flywind doing pretty nicely on the Mars as well, finding good farm, and Treant Protector just kind of a pull. Get it. Fine, but also just a single pull. And nothing to connect to, actually. Ame's already kind of farming up the camp. September coming over here just to steal away a little bit of the experience, maybe snag some of the CS. Mid lane check, 12-5 against 10-0. So the counter for Setsu certainly working out so far. Both of them going for a fairly early bottle rush, but it does seem like Setsu going to get there just a little bit faster. XM's ferried out a little bit more regen. Setsu actually kind of getting away with not even buying the salve, it looks like. So, very nice for him. Yeah. So the living armor is starting to come out to help out the mid lane a little bit. But Setsu, I think they're actually going to have to be careful of, right? Because there are situations in this lane where like the Lina is going to bomb a couple of spells and the Death Prophet's also just going to run at you, and then you're kind of relying on your auto attacks to ward her off, but the bonus armor could be a little bit of a turning point, and we do have this battle for the 4-minute runes like you were talking about. Victoria coming over to secure it, and just going to grab the regen of the bottle delivered just yet, so no point in coming over to grab that one. And here comes the stun. XM taking those auto attacks, but Setsu doesn't have too much more mana to follow it up. Up top, Mona getting run at by SRF and will be brought down. Super also taking a little bit more damage And September even rotating in here, but CDEC also kind of looking at him. A bit of hunger in their eyes, putting some damage on before these bounties spawn. Super with the boots, thinks about committing in here, does a little mana check perhaps, realizing that James doesn't have anything. Cogs push back, can they grab it? SRF is going to be the one with the bottle, and now we can start delivering sips to himself and James. September might be in some trouble. Super's running back up, unable to go for the bounty. XM's already over there. They're grabbing it, and just going to wait for his bottle to get delivered so it can get the refill. Yeah, James is still inside the creeps, but here comes the Cogs. Living Armor gonna help him out a little bit, but not enough, as Victoria also TPing up here. Out comes the Nature's Grab. SRF still fighting. He's got the 2 points in the Firefly, but not enough sticky stacks, and really needed that bottle sip to survive there. Last auto attack chasing him from Monet.
Oh,
yeah, but it needs to be pretty cautious. His supports of both left. Over at mid lane, Setsu getting gone on here. And XM with the Exorcism actually able to bring him down. September quickly goes and grabs the... And CDEC, they've actually still got a little bit of life left on their siege creep. They've got some duration left on this Exorcism. And even gonna pop the glyph here just to try and get a few more hits on the mid lane. But siege creep doesn't end up dying. Yeah, they gotta be careful. There is a glimpse available, but he needs to get the range. James getting dragged back, but he's right in the middle of a creep wave, so Super not really able to go for the Cogs. The Cogs comes out, he's still got a little bit of battery assault duration, but the tower is focusing on the creep, so James actually able to keep on fighting here, and he's gonna be okay. Yeah.
They need to commit fully to be able to take down any sort of tower. So the fact that you spent 10, 15 seconds taking a kill, is that you don't have it in your back pocket to go for that tower and map control.
The really troubling thing for RNG at this point is that they just don't have anyone who can even remotely lane against the Batrider, right? Like SRF is just going to be completely free up here. Maybe one of the supports can come and like hide in the trees, find a little bit of farm that way, but otherwise SRF is just going to do really whatever he wants. And they know that Monet is going to be jungling, so they've already come in here. They've popped down an observer ward, but there is a nice sentry from RNG. September, so long as he walks in the right place, he is going to find this.
So close to scouting out Super there with this aggressive rotation through from the tree and the Batrider. Sticky Napalm, not quite catching him. It's level 6. I don't know if it'll go to lasso straight away. They don't really have the full-on damage potential right now, and he's in a rough spot.
Yeah, getting caught out a little bit here. Metamorphosis popped, going to try and give this kill over to Monet, which they do manage to do so. Is there anything for him to really farm in the vicinity? Not really, no stacks, nothing like that, but just popping the meta quite freely just to accelerate his farm at every opportunity, and not really going to use it to go and take a tower or anything anytime soon. SRF is looking to see if Monet decides to stick around perhaps a little bit too long. He does have a nice observer ward here, kind of scouting his rotations. Monet, not realizing that he's getting run at.
He's got the lasso as well.
Break is going to push him back.
Oh, the
Centaur getting involved. Monet, there's the lasso. Super unable to push him back with the Cogs. The haste on this Lina, trying to find the turnaround. James going to control him for the time being, and the Laguna Blade will finally come out to finish off SRF. Now James trapped inside of the kinetic field. Setsu giving him what for with the auto attacks. And that is a double kill for the Lina.
Rotation coming through there from Setsu, even with all of the map control, lane control, and rotating 2 supports mid at that 4-minute mark. It still seems like he is the driving force.
And now the glimpse back. Setsu has a stun ready. XM still pretty tanky, but Super walking forward with the battery assault. The Ocean Heart and the Living Armor helping out a little bit here. As XM actually still surviving, and they miss on the spear. I think even if that had landed, it would have been a pretty tricky kill. Setsu doesn't have a ton of mana remaining, and he's also getting stacked up now by SRF. XM, if he closes the gap, nice rebuke, helping out a little bit. Yeah, there's the flame break. So good damage, another stack, but it's only the 1 point in the flame break. Setsu actually threatens the turnaround here. Okay.
Alright, so XM getting maximum value out of these bounties, making sure to backpack his intelligence items.
Yep.
What's he got coming out to him, like Staff of Wizardry?
He's getting big value out of this Ocean Heart as well.
Oh yeah.
That's been super nice for him. I don't know if you know what, we've had the neutral items for a while. I think I'm starting to be of the opinion that I really still just don't like them. Like, I don't really understand the point. Some of them are just, it's not that necessarily that the individual items are too strong, but like the RNG is kind of weird. Oh, getting the lasso up top, but yeah, Super with the hook shot looking to punish. Looks like SRF should survive, and James comes in with the Matt Zerpa wards, looking for the double kill. Monet with the Sunder, trying to find a kill. This is another Metamorphosis getting popped at top, so at least they get some kind of a cleanup, and they will be able to deal with these Matt Zerpa wards pretty quickly.
Some decent value, forcing a number of rotations out as well as ultimates being popped. Again, Monet's had to use this Metamorphosis. It's got about 20 seconds left on it. Will it be able to get something secondary? It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, both carries are just, well, the Naga's just been farming this entire time.
Yeah. A full 2 levels ahead of this Terrorblade, and he's taking that Ancient stack as well.
Yeah, does seem like I'm just going to be kind of AFK farming, using the space that his team has provided. Setsu's been farming over here on the other side of the river a little bit, putting on some pressure. We do have this full line of wards from RNG, scouting all the way across towards this top side. So kind of not, I think these wards, you know, they are really for the Terrorblade, but they're just not putting the defensive ones down. They're trying to catch the rotation before it happens.
Yeah.
And, oh, Monet gets the illusion check, so it does get himself a ranged illusion for a little bit here. Help him clear up these ancients.
I'm just thinking what's next for him, right? He's finished his Yasha, he's going to be moving around a little bit faster. Let's see what he actually goes with his level 10 talent upside. He's going to go for the evasion. Still very good value.
Yeah. He does need a BKB this game, right? There's kind of... he has too much of a choice. I suppose well, maybe the alternative build is actually already off the table. He can't go for like the S and Y damage item Satanic, because I think he needs the Manta too badly.
Yeah.
Against the Silence, against the Overgrowth. So... Never getting gone on here. I'm running forward. He's got the point in the net. Not a ton of damage just yet for this Disruptor, though. And Victoria going to get turned around, and they are going to pop the song just to try and save the Tree Protector. Needs to stop walking into that wall. So it does finally pop through in the end. We're going to be looking for the hook shot. Doesn't find it, but Flywin runs into him anyway. Ooh, they get the slowdown. He's still running. Rock Flare on cooldown. Spear blindly. But Victoria hiding deep inside of... He's gonna be okay.
So 2 failed ganks.
Yeah, pretty much. And nobody gets anything there. CDEC had built up a little bit of a net worth lead here, and we are starting to run into this problem that I was talking about with the Treant Protector, though I don't even know how much of it is the Treant Protector this game. It's just that RNG did not have the heroes to come and take these towers, so they're down 2 tier 1s and haven't taken anything just yet. That might be about to change. Here comes the smoke rotation with the Terrorblade. Metamorphosis at the ready.
He's finished up the Yasha, he's got that recipe. It's not going to be doing a whole lot of good in his backpack, but they've scouted out Snarg Siren.
Oh, Disruptor is 12 experience away from his level 6. Have they figured out which one's the real one? Alright, they have. Goes back into the kinetic field. Here comes the damage. XM wants to keep on fighting. Naga's still pretty tanky with the living armor. Able to walk away a little bit further, and Flywin is up on the cliff. They will be able to bring down SRF. Super loses his life. Monet still fighting the Yules along with the heals. XM actually living. Oh no, that looked decent for the Terrorblade. They didn't have Setsu here at all, and XM somehow alive. The Yule's not nearly so helpful for the Lina, as she just walks in to feed away another kill. Also looking for this catch onto September, but with the unbroken Tranquil Boots, I think he's going to be fine.
It's just the power of the living armor, man. Just makes you survive when you think you really shouldn't, and not even dealing all too much damage in that team fight, because the exorcism, when it returned to him, he healed about a third of his HP.
Oh, September. He just wanted that rune. I think, what, did he manage to... Somebody denied it, but still, the Spat Rider's starting to get pretty big. Yeah, the exorcism basically just 1v. I think that goes to show a little bit of why people have been prioritizing the Death Prophet so much. She just does so much damage. It's a little bit ridiculous. And
as well, having the Mars get stuck on that high ground as well definitely isn't helpful.
That certainly did not help.
Just see here the effectiveness of the Treant Protector. Even in the position 5 role, you can just nuke out a wave, put up the living armor onto the tower, and, you know, see here it's taken a full 5-man rotation for them to try and make something happen. Meanwhile, you've got heroes farming all throughout the jungle, getting vision up here on CDEC's side. Just feels a lot more effective overall.
Yeah, and even though they do get it, it just wastes some more of their time. This creep wave gets cleared up by the Grasp, and it allows CDEC to get into a better position on the map, where they're now pushing the top lane all the way in, they're pushing the mid lane all the way in, and they are establishing some really nice wards to continue to hold this dire side of the map. And they've already got Ame up here. Flywind TP's through, but SRF is already hot on his heels, and with no TP, I mean, the Hood of Defiance is going to help him out a little bit. He gets silenced up. Super hoping to help out, but with the lasso, no way out for Flywind. Super is thinking about the hook shot, but no backup here.
They're fully committing here, both the Mass Serpent Wars as well as the Exorcism being used.
They do have the overgrowth. Here comes the net. More TPs coming through. They're just holding on to the Terrorblade, wasting this time, rotating everybody else in. Lina and September trying to come over and help, and Monet does actually get the Thunder up at the last possible second. Now 3 of them stuck inside the Static Storm kinetic field, but SRF still wants to keep on fighting. They're going to try and bail out the Naga Siren.
Oh, shut him
down here with a little bit more exorcism. Hookshot coming through. XM needs the time to get the heal. Looks like he is going to be okay. Song of the Siren coming through to protect him. They do break those cogs. And actually looking to keep on fighting now. They get the disables over onto Setsu. Ame coming through with the auto attacks. Monet's already died. September just going to try for the TP out. There's too much damage. Oh no, the auto attacks from the Naga Siren. And now Super just creating his own coffin with the cogs. Ame even farming up all of those cogs on the way out. Triple kill for your Naga. Oh boy.
Nice to have. You've got your Treant Protector who's hit onto his level 10 as well, so even more evasive maneuverability. Man, it just feels like none of the planets ever align with RNG. I know you typically need all of them to align, but it's just none of them. They're just here, there, and everywhere.
They just don't seem to have everybody at these fights, right? Like this fight where the Mars gets stuck on the cliff, sure. The Lina isn't there. And now this fight, they're kind of trying to force it, but they've only really got 3 heroes and everyone else is kind of trickling in. It really just feels like RNG are not playing together. September is also going for Necrobook again on the Disruptor. Oh, Setsu, he's fast, but he's also got a net. Gonna use himself to buy a few more seconds. Here comes the hook shot. Setsu living a little bit longer. Flywind, well, waiting for the glimpse to come back. They've lost September, but they are gonna get the turnaround onto SRF. But Monet is just dying to XM and James over on the other side of the map. They walk right in here. He was sitting right on top of this ward, and they just focus him down quickly with all the lockdown. And now Ame wants to keep on fighting. They've got the overgrowth into the 2-man Meteor Hammer. Setsu, XM's waiting for him. James also arriving at this fight. He's still got a shackle available for whoever he feels needs it. Victoria even finding a courier on the other side. CDC just running at him, and it's working beautifully.
It's getting to that point, Kip. It feels like one more bad team fight. over. Surprisingly, they don't take the outpost, even though they were taking the team fight right next to it. Making his way now. Seconds away.
So is it just kind of these two failed rotations from RNG? Is that it? Like, this game all of a sudden just feels over. Like, the lanes were looking okay. I guess the Batrider had a really, really good game, and Terrorblade had to ditch the lane pretty early. But
I think it's the failed rotations plus the fact that CDEC were able to take both of their supports away to secure this this okay lane for the Death Prophet, and they weren't able to punish as a result of it. If you're ever in a 2v1 situation, especially in the first 5 minutes, you should be really looking to take advantage more than they did.
yeah, I guess that's maybe the one thing about this bottom lane is that they just didn't really have any way to kill the Naga Siren. And now that they're in a situation where they're behind, their two supports are pretty close, right? We always talk about it with the Disruptor. It's you know, kind of as old as the hero itself, talking about how bad he is on the back foot, and Clockwork is kind of the same way, right? If he gets ahead, he can definitely just, you know, find some solo kills all over the place. But now that they're behind and everyone is getting pretty tanky on, see what is actually his role in this game. And now we've got Scotty on the Naga, and CDEC are just converging at bottom. Dream Protector trying to escape. Hookshot whiffs. They're all grouping up here. They gotta be careful. There is an overgrowth available. Victoria just waiting for it. Mona getting dragged away from his team. The defensive Static Storm along with the Arena trying to protect him, but he's still dead anyway. And here comes the Meteor Hammer. RNG have had enough. He called.
This is a big tilt coming through. I mean, even the Disruptor, right? Before the game ends, look at his item build. He
was trying to build
Necrobook, and they went for a Glimmer Cape on this Clockwork. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
FY, he's found himself No-Tail out on his own.
He's trapped him.
There's No-Tail. Is he going to get any sort of backup? No, there's 3 still dead on OG. It'll be a slow and painful death here for No-Tail as Zame comes in for the kill secure.
I love the way that Chalice popped his BKB super early in that fight. He just knows, I just need to get my ulti off, and he cast it at a very safe range. He didn't wait for the last second of his BKB. He's not very greedy. I think that's a lot of the reason why they've been winning these team fights. Seb has been struggling, still about 1,000 gold away from his BKB.
Yeah, this Brewmaster is a display of perfection, really. It's the highest level in the game with his Bloodseekers.
And doing a ton of damage. One of the most damage in the game as an offlane.
Now has full Shiva, so even more ways. He's pretty much itemized entirely just to be like, Ana, I'm ruining your game. I've got Radiance, I've got Shivas. You're going to struggle so much in these fights as Phantom Lancer.
Eric's did his best to keep Ana alive, but Ana wasn't able to do damage because he was ruptured. He wasn't that low on HP, but still can't run around.
Seb.
Oh, I'm missing ninjas here.
Got to be careful who shows up top. Indeed, Jerax. He's going out on his own. He doesn't expect Zame to have this invis rune. And Zame will show himself. Jerax goes across, but Somnus is there.
Somnus is not messing around rupturing.
No mercy. They're feeling very confident now at this point, getting these very advantageous team fights as well as getting kills on the split push too. Thompson though, we'll find X-Nova.
Seb, and as well. Between the two of them, they'll take down the support edge. FY's going to come in though. He hasn't got anyone else with him at the moment. It is just FY, so just playing around with Seb.
There's no help around at all, and he's still just making Seb's life miserable.
He is toying with him. He's just making him not be able to come back. Look, they're already starting to rotate this Brewmaster and Bloodseeker too, and FY, he's ready to look for Seb.
Seb's got to get out.
Oh, Seb.
As indeed, FY, the patience, keeping that control on Seb, buying time for Chalice to come in. Ana is going to look towards the Tusk. Chalice is now there, does have Primal Split available if he wants to look to take this fight. Somnus coming in as well. As Ana, Seb look to hide in the trees. Can they get out of it? Ana's got a TP available. He's into the trees, he's going to show himself in the lane though. They're going to continue to head over. They are going to see Seb make it out in time. They don't have a stun. Ana, can he get out as well? He can. OG will avoid that rotation from PSG LGD.
FY is just so obnoxious there, following Seb for over a minute, just stalking him, trying to have his team come over.
So that's about, a minute without Aegis being used for LGD. They have 2 minutes left, I would say, to capitalize on this Aegis. Oh man, looks like he is level DPL.
Pretty much back to a 50-50. PSG LGD 2-1 up at the moment in this best of 5 grand finals. 1 game needed to secure the championship title. And at this point, they are ahead here in game 4.
Notail hasn't had time to gather a full army of Ancient Crates. Right now, he just has the Ancient Black Dragon. You really want those other auras when you're at a big disadvantage in these team fights already.
Yeah, it's tough though, because Jerax doesn't want to be following around his Chen, giving him the agony. So. As Thompson, he does have a Lincoln Sphere picked up, and they should have the BKB finished on step 2. So that'll give him a little bit easier time to get those Blink Cause-Outs as he's been suffering to do so in the last few fights. And Somnus, full I've Scotty picked up, about to be level 25 as well.
Yeah, they just need a couple more minutes on the side of OG before they're ready to fight. Wait for the Aegis to expire.
Seb, he's in, gets the call, the character's putting in FY, there with the snowball save. He's going to be fine, and now they turn to look towards the axe. The taunt's going to be out. Seb goes for the TP. They've got the stun to cancel though. Seb held back for now. Thompson trying to offer his best from the side to provide some sort of safety, as he will get Seb back. They're able to get Seb back to safety, and Thompson, he's running away. X-Nova's there with the wraparound, gets the slow off, gives the vision for the snowball. TP from Notail's coming in towards the stride, but Thompson, he's trapped.
That's twice in this series that X-Nova just comes out of nowhere. Like, he's just on a warding expedition, then he just ends up wrapping behind these people constantly.
Perfect time.
Perfect timing, and has the Centauran creep to boot. And look at these deep wards that he's placed during that time that he was running around doing so. He now has full vision of OG. Yeah, he sees Ana farming these Ancients right now.
Oh, Ana. FY just giving so much information for the team. He's got eyes on him. Get the punch on the wrong target, but the snowball pass will catch Ana. Ana, he's in trouble. The Blood Bright Silence connects. He's got the Manta back up in a second, but can he really play his way out of this one? He cannot. Ana down for a minute and a half.
Just having all this vision. And X-Nova throughout this whole tournament has had the best vision in every situation, even when you wouldn't expect it. You're just like, oh, they're fighting on the left side. They're not going to have vision over here. But no, X-Nova always seems to have those prepared in every situation.
And he has some incredible foresight to be able to have these wars that just lead to really clutch pickoffs. And Axe has not spent his money on BKB. He has the money, but he might be looking to save for buyback.
We'll see if any of the buybacks do get forced out. Thompson's still dead for 15. Ideally, he doesn't buy back it. They may have to buy back on Ana. He's gone for 50 seconds. The split coming out from Chalice. He's ready to push in, look for the stun on Notail to hold back the Chen as the mid-racks are exposed. PSG LGD, 40 minutes in, able to open into the base and clean out this mid lane of racks. Still Ana holding on to that buyback.
And they're going to keep going here. They really want to force this PL to come back here.
Stun onto Thompson. He will blink dodge it. But another tier 3 tower falling incredibly fast. They really don't want to use it. Seb jumps in, gets the call onto FY. There's the buyback. The Cataclysm isn't enough to do anything. It isn't. PSG LGD still fighting strong. Thompson getting focused by Somnus. Seb taken down by Arme. The triple buybacks now out as Ana in trouble. He's pulled back for this one. The deafening blast onto the 3 of them. Knocks the back, but Ana gets focused. Seb! He's in with the call. He has the control onto the morphing Somnus. Now being chased by Thompson. Blinks in with the cold snap. The PL army's on top of it. They get Somnus too. As OG, they have to expend 3 buybacks, but they hold on to the top rack. Somnus now down for 2 minutes. No buyback available on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, he's 400 gold short of it. It's up in about 8 seconds. OG, they have to make so much happen here. They have to push out all their lanes. 2 of the side lanes are already going, but I think trying to get some kills here, like on FY here, would be very ideal.
I mean, look how close the Brew is at 25.
So close.
With that primal split cooldown.
Oh, Thompson, he sees it FY. He's used the snowball, he turns with the combo FY with the self-fuels, but OG, they've surrounded him. Seb jumps in with the call, the blade mail, FY's gone.
Instant buyback from FY.
Still that scary, scary time for LGD. 75 seconds without Somnus. OG have the full 5-man pushing in all 3 lanes at the same time as they approach LGD's base.
I don't even know if I give an edge with this team fight. The LGD are big goal, but no blood take over 60 seconds. This could be disastrous.
He's got a full BKB on Seb as well.
Chalice really wants to hit level 25 before he pops that primal split. So close.
Just got to be careful, Seb. Looking for that blink initiation.
Chalice is stepping back. They gave him the tome. He needed like 5 experience, and they gave him the tome just to make sure that he gets it anyway. Just playing as safe as possible here.
Looks like OG don't feel that the window is big enough for them to push in whilst this Bloodseeker's still dead. They'll back away.
They can't count. They fought back 3 heroes. They weren't able to get any T3s, and there's no Roshan up yet. Big Daddy No Tail's praying for a Roche right now so we can get that refresher, but it's not going to be up. And maybe we'll dodge a bullet.
Radiant team.
At least they got a good.
RNG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. RNG's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. RNG's turn to ban. Seconds.
Welcome back, everybody, to DPL-CDA League. We've got Game 2 of CDEC versus RNG here for you. And we're just going to have to see if RNG can get it together. Their last 3 games, they have not been looking so great. They've really been throwing in the towel pretty early. I don't know what's causing it, and we'll just have to see if anything's different in this particular game.
Give to like be the fly on the wall in any sort of team discussions at moments like these. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it has to be something important, or I don't know. Who knows? It could not be drama related at all. It could be a player's really sick or something like that. We don't know. That's the thing.
Someone's under the weather, or whatever the situation is. It could be as simple as maybe their main shot caller is just a little bit out of it currently, and as a result, they're not looking not very coordinated. In terms of the draft, what do we got? We got fairly similar to the previous game. We are on the same side, but reversed pick order this time. So CDEC, Radiant, RNG, Dire, but it is CDEC with the last pick.
Yeah. RNG got the choice this time.
Mm-hmm. And they took first pick.
They just wanted to start off nice and solid. I mean, they picked up the Mars first last time anyway. But way to CDEC. I'm liking the Keeper of the Light, and then obviously they've got a combo of it. Ember Spirit. It's great across multiple avenues, right? You can lane with it. You can put Ember Spirit in the mid lane. It doesn't reveal too much about your draft, and Coddle's just solid at all parts of the game.
I have to say that I do like CDEC's drafting quite a bit. I like the way that they approach the draft. I feel like they're quite good at like, okay, this hero particular strategy, or sort of picking the right things at the right. And also, they're not afraid to pull out slightly weird things here and there. They picked an ALK against LGD the other day. I've seen them try some really fast, aggressive strategies as well with like Luna and kind of thing.
We just saw a Shadow Shaman, which isn't the most common.
Yeah. And RNG just kind of going somewhat standard here, just a Mars Skywrath. Decent combo. The Skywrath does certainly put some pressure on the Ember Spirit, so that's going to be a little bit worrying for him. The Beastmaster ban comes out, so still thinking that there's this possibility of CDEC going somewhat aggressive, somewhat fast. I think the other thing is just trying to protect Monet's lane as much as humanly possible. Try and give him easy matchups, give him an easy time.
I feel like this might be a bit more of a more game. Just give him something that he can really excel at. Pops the keeper of the light, really
good against.
Not going to get
Ember.
burst down. Yeah.
Well, I get good against just because you can become the Ember and play as him in these kind of mid-game fights. But the dream of having an easy lane for yourself might already be vanishing somewhat as the Tusk getting picked up here. RNG could go for a much stronger position 5 this time around. If they really want to, there are your sort of your big lane bully supports like the Bane and the Jakiro still in the pool. They could even fish for. Oh, I guess they can't really fish for any more information. They kind of have to take their 5 here. What else? You could just go. If you're worried about like the ice shards, but you don't want to pick a hero that can escape from it, then just pick the Snapfire here. And then you can just use it to get your carry out. But okay, they're just gonna go for the Bane. I don't mind it. You can just like, if you see the tag team get popped, you just Nightmare one of them. It should be fine at that point.
I guess, but are there not better ways to deal with that than a Bane?
I don't know if Bane's my number 1 choice here, especially because they do have like pretty good ways to find him and kill him. And
what does he do against a Coddle as well?
Yeah, it's not going to be super easy to use the grip necessarily, but there is something to be said about having your support duo with good kill potential, right? A Fiend's Grip plus a Mystic Flare is a pretty reliable kill, and this is one game where you might actually feel the effects of the Enfeeble a little bit. Like if you Nightmare somebody and then, Nightmare Brain Sap, and then there's a Spear, that extra duration is going to be pretty meaningful, and all the extra magical damage. Yeah,
I'm in complete agreement with you from before, though. I feel like Snapfire would be the perfect pick here, right? Like, you can deal with the Will-O-Wisp, you can leap out of the shard, or get your core out of the shards, and then you've got the Mars Ultimate as well, which combos really well with your Mortimer's Kiss.
Yeah, I would have been really down with the. Maybe they're a little bit worried about not having enough lockdown, that they would have kind of unreliable stuns, or they would be very reliant on flying on the Mars, landing a spear every single time. Interesting that the Centaur is the pick to me, because I think there was a time not too long ago where we were kind of talking about like, oh yeah, Mars is sort of this natural answer to the Centaur. If he's going to try and stampede his team away, you can have the arena down and it's not going to be such a reliable save. But I guess they still kind of want it for the laning here, and it does give them the possibility of just leaving the Centaur. Actually, you can't really leave the Centaur versus the Bane, because you can't really backlane versus Bane. He can always just run at you and Nightmare you, and you lose all the aggro. So I don't know about the Centaur pick. I guess it's just a good offlaner in general. And RNG gonna go for a Monkey King. All right. So is Monet just done losing lanes? Is that the story?
Might be
here?
Seeing here. What else can they go? Like, it's still yet to be seen where CDEC is going to pick, right? Could be a mid Ember, it could be a safe lane Ember.
Yeah, that's true.
They've got all the information. I wonder if on RNG's side, the Mars is going to go for an early Blink Dagger, just trying to catch out this Ember Spirit as quickly as he can.
I think it's definitely a possibility. They are going to be pretty reliant on the Mars for catch. Hunka is the ban. All right. RNG, what are you worried about? So they could still run the Monkey King mid if they had the right matchup, but they have to pick before CDEC, so they do have to kind of plan out their lanes ahead without having to worry too much about the counter picks. So what if they go here? There's still like a Quap in the pool, which I think looks
5 seconds.
okay, maybe not amazing. Else, if they just want to play full run at you, there is still like a Puck, I suppose, as well. To go in, run in the back lines, be disruptive. Viper
No
is the ban.
Viper. I mean, TA.
Maybe. I guess TA looked okay. If you TA, do you not just get Razored? Is that not the...
Radiant team pick. Queen.
Yeah, they're just gonna go Quap.
Voids it.
Yeah, and if they, Quap kind of has fairly good matchups universally. It's not that easy to counterpick her. And they still kind of have this option where if for some reason CDC decide to put the Emperor mid, they could choose to put the Monkey King there. Potentially. The Quap can kind of survive against Tusk, Centaur. You're never really going to get gone on and die. But I think for CDEC, I think you can just pick Puck here, and I think that's fine. So they go for TA. Interesting.
Okay. So really going to need to be on point with making sure Setsu has the sentry board for that mid lane.
Yeah.
Keep that harass through, not just going to be Mel dodging any sort of shadow strikes that fly at you.
Yeah. This TA is kind of interesting. I guess their hand was kind of a little bit forced by having this Ember in the safe lane, right? Because like if they didn't pick something like the TA mid, they just weren't going to have any objective taking.
Yeah.
Right? That is kind of the downside of the Ember safe lane, is that sure, it keeps your options open because you could, they could have still chosen to run the Ember in the mid lane, and then they could have picked up something else for their safe lane, and that would have been the way to solve it. But if they're going to pick a mid laner, it has to be something like the TA or Razor or one of these heroes that can actually kind of right click and take buildings potentially. I guess the other approach would have been to like Pugna or something, but
yeah.
I'm not sure if that's what they were really aiming for. And all right, we'll just have to see if this laning stage goes a little better for RNG. I think they have slightly better matchups, but I'm actually kind of worried about this top lane. The Tusk Centaur is just scary, man. Like the possibility of Centaur getting snowballed in on top of you is a worry for sure if you're RNG. So.
And I mentioned Pugna, I really would have liked it for RNG actually, to this campaign. I just feel like it's the style really well. You get a lot of magic amplification. You can keep the Monkey King healed up as a field medic. Gets those Jingus off, and been a pretty good piece for success for him.
You're a big fan of like the Pugna heals.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I never think about that aspect of Pugna so much, but yeah.
I think it becomes much more relevant when you've got the other heroes that just need to survive that extra couple of seconds. Monkey can completely turn a team fight if he's just got that little. And considering they're banning out all these things like Shen, Guy was banned out this time, he's another one of those ones. It just becomes so much more valuable. And 7-second cooldown, I mean, you can just throw it out with Reckless Abandon.
Yeah, man, the new life stream is so nice compared to past iterations, right? Because what did it have before? It had like
22.
It's like a 20+ second cooldown. You use it, you got interrupted by one stun, and you're like, okay, what is my life now?
Yeah, and you had to build Ags, and now why would you build Ags? You can just wait 7 seconds. It's fine.
All right, Monkey King scouts him out here. He is the courier, so he's nice and speedy. He's gonna be okay. Flywind just down here, snagging the outpost quickly.
So, is the GG going to be called more quickly than last game? Or will they make more of it?
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to see. I don't know. I I feel that because they're already down one game, they might call it more quickly if this game starts looking bad.
Yeah.
Like, I think if the lanes go poorly, then we could see a pretty early GG call. I'm hoping that we don't see a GG before single tier 2 falls, but you never know. It could be some possibility here. Ooh, well, he tried, but still going to be 2-2 bounties. No, not really any fighting there. Has opted for this Blightstone early on here, so he's definitely going to get spammed a whole lot, but they should be able to sustain some of it with the Flame Guard and the Coddle helping him out. Tori's already picked up the headdress, so yeah, they know exactly the lane that they're up against, and gonna have to try and cope.
Similar to last time, they've got a lot of movement speed here. James, he boosts his speed at level 1. He's going to chase down Super, who hasn't skilled anything just yet. Blocked off this hard camp next to them, which a little odd. You know, you want to make sure that you're brawling a lot, so an equilibrium's going to be adjusted in that way, and I thought, what the safety of their tower.
Oh, they're making it go now. Monet needs to be cool. Just a couple of auto attacks coming for him. Now he's looking for the surrender and hoping for the stack. SRF very low, but they've already used the brain sap. He's got a salve. Monet does not have one here. He's just relying on the Tango regen. Ember gets the courier snipe. I feel like this happens a lot in the Radiant safe lane.
That deep ward there. The other courier might be in danger as well. When you're up against a Skyrath.
Go top, Super, first blood, and now they just turn their attention towards Monet. He cannot stand and fight. Okay, he gets the Jingle stacks, gets the heal, at least. Very aggressive lanes across the board. How's mid lane going? Green Pain actually doing really well. Setsu 7-4 against 3-1. Putting in some work. Is taking a lot of hits here. XM's giving him the side blades, and Setsu dropping quite low. Flywind takes a blast at bottom, maybe not expecting that Victoria would be going for that, and almost getting caught out. Flywind, one more touch, 1 HP! Literally 1 HP for Flywind, and he lives. That triple stack of mangoes saving his hide.
Triple stack of mangoes and the new patch, that 1 HP regen under the tower.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. Oh my god. Wait, what is happening in this lane? Alright, so James drags it, Super comes in with the Nightmare, SRF gonna reassemble all of these creeps. Convinces them to keep the band together.
Follow the leader.
Yep.
Mid lane.
Oh, mid. Sets are getting gone on. Doesn't have the blink yet. And XM gets him. Oh no. Is James just gonna win like every lane? So far it seems like top lane, fine. He gets the double wave. Now he's just delivered that to the Centaur. So SRF is having a grand old time. Now they come and start turning mid.
I mean, that's the thing. He just doesn't need to be here anymore, James.
Yeah,
This gigantic wave coming into him. I mean, maybe you can even turn it around onto Monet.
Monet, it's level 4, so it's a little bit tankier, a little bit more difficult to go on. September's trying to snipe couriers again. A little bit of ring around the rosy, and it does seem like Gingerbread or Roshan will be able to escape. Timber kind of diving for it. Ooh. Is he just dead now? Stick charges. He's living.
The value.
Out on his heels. Alright, what's happening at top? Aim's soaking a little bit of this experience here. SRF just farmed it under the tower. Super only level 2. Just about to crack level 3.
They've spent a lot of time with this Skyrath out of lane. It's still only a level 3 Mars up against 2 level 3s here with the Light and the Ember Spirit. So it's not looking fantastic for Flywind.
We've got our traditional battle for the 4-minute rune. There's going to be a haste spawning up. Super with the Nightmare. Going to secure it. And now getting a few more auto attacks onto James, who is not running back to his mid laner. He's actually just running the other way. I think accepting that he's getting solo killed here by Super. Doesn't even bother with the snowball. Got bottom Victoria a little bit low. A couple more attacks hunting for him. Ember's got the cooldowns here, so one more slight just for some harassment. And does have this empty bottle waiting for that 5-minute bounty battle.
Yeah, lane's pushed in fairly deep onto him though, so start pushing it out soon. The tower helping a little bit, and he's getting hits and freeze. That's not good. No, that's not what you're hoping for here at bottom, and that should mean that no contest really coming in at all from DDC and these bottom bounties. Super kind of difficult to fight against on the other side with the Nightmare, but is getting run at by both James and Axel. So just put it up. Does back for the little looper and but didn't already cutting him off, and that is connected both bounties on the top side for CDEC. I think stage slightly favoring RNG. Overall, Monet is getting really good farm, but it's not like he's getting kills in this lane. I guess maybe the Monkey King pick working out the way that they were hoping, at least from the perspective of he's not really getting pressured too much. What do you think build-wise for Monkey King this game? Does he just need like Echo Save first? I think always. Like, he's one of the few heroes that still actually build into the phase boost, just because you need the maneuverability, you need to be able to survive that little bit longer in team fights, and you already get the attack speed from the Echo Save right away to power treads. Just feels like the superior item these days.
Ooh, Nightmare, here comes some auto attacks. They gotta land this spear. Flywind moves into position. Nice blind backwards, but they don't need auto attacks to finish him off. Super makes the long run down here and does find that kill. This Ahmed Ember having a bit of a rough game.
That was a little odd though. He had the Sleight of Fist off cooldown and it didn't even try to dodge any of those abilities.
Yeah, just kind of went down inside the...
I mean, it's the scenario that you were talking about previously, like why you don't go a Eagle Scepter all the time, because it's just really predictable where you're going to end up afterwards. But
yeah,
if you're going to die anyway to 3 heroes, you may as well go for it.
Yeah, I may as well do a little bit of damage. They're chasing down Flywind here. They do have chains. That's going to set up for this nuke as well. Illuminate coming through. But now everything on cooldown, so Flywind should be okay just to heal back up with his Ring of Health. Did not opt to go straight for the Soul Ring here. After all this harassment started adding up, just rushed for the Ring of Health as fast as possible. Mid lane, how's this going? So 44-3 against the 37-16 on the Quap. Setsu with plenty of denies to his name, and Super now making another appearance at top. Does need to be a little careful though. James is still up here. Yeah, the Bane and the Monkey King seem to be working out the way that RNG were hoping that they would in this laning. I do think you have a slight concern of getting maybe out carried a little bit this game. I mean, Monkey King's got a really good start, but the scaling for the rest of their heroes is kind of weird. At least for the Queen of Pain, it's always kind of odd. Oh, they're making the go on Mondays. Ball forward, Super, can you help them? You've got a Nightmare. Stampede coming through, still being slowed. He does have the Balance Strike available, but won't even get a chance to get it off. Nice done by Victoria, just taking the Nightmare himself there.
And the fact that they're able to do that while XM is just farming up the neutral cram. Sent back a Faded Brooch as well, so probably going to be passing that over to Arme for the time being, although it wouldn't surprise me if you got another couple of drops here from this camp.
Getting gone on. He's got the level 6, but doesn't manage to pop the one charges, doesn't manage to get a remnant out, and does not manage to survive in the end. That is a third death in 20 minutes for Ember.
Cold fingers.
Super, once again, gonna be the target up at top. Nightmare helping out a little bit. Here comes the TPs, James. All right, wakes up SRF, tells him to run for it. No way out the Tusk. Flywind more than happy to come in and clean up that kill. He's still got his handy dandy stack of mangoes. Just in case. Where's Monkey King going? Okay, so Monet TP's bottom. Pressuring down here a little bit. Does have another Wraith Band coming after him, so just trying to tank up as much as humanly possible with the double Wraith Band wand, and is now going to start going back for the Echo Saber.
Oh, I like it.
Super's having a pretty good game. James only level 4 currently on this Tusk. Has found a couple of nice ganks, but after those first few kills, top and then mid, this game has slowed down somewhat. September just grabbing some levels of mid, same story for the Tusk. Both teams trying to get their supports back into the game just a little more, get their levels up so they can get those ultis going. Of course, Tome's going to help out with that. Though maybe they need to give the Tome to Victoria here on CDEC, just so they can get the Will-O-Wisp for some of these upcoming fights. XM, slight change, only going to catch up. Super, needs to get a Brain Sap off, does get the extra HP, and now he gets the Nightmare over onto the TA. They're just focusing on Monkey King first, and Monet is not tanky enough to survive. And here comes the Ice Shot. September and Super, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. At least they grabbed the bounty, but it seems like they're all going to get cleaned up here. I'm not sure that they were expecting rotation in for the Templar Assassin, and CDC clean up a 3-0 there.
Yeah, I mean, the instant reaction whenever you've got your mid laner in a team fight is their mid laner. What's he doing during all of this? You know, if got a good sense that he's farming, sure, you just need to make sure you win the team fight. But with that one, we saw how impactful that rotation through is.
And the Ember, you know, already starting to, even with not the best early game, can still do a lot of damage in these early fights. He's got the fully maxed out Side of Fist, so he's really just spamming that non-stop with the Chakra. They've got the 3 points up in that. Victoria just soaking bottom. We do have this Sonic Wave available for RNG, but Setsu not finding a good opportunity to use yet.
Keeper of the Light, obviously, while being a very different hero, occupying a similar type of role as the Tree Protector from last game. You know, just standing behind these trees, pushing it out from relative safety. You know, if they do rotate, you've got a big team fight ultimate that your team can just TP on in.
Yeah, and using that space, the CDEC cores just continue to farm up. They get the mid lane over to Ame for a little bit. XM heads into the jungle to just start clearing out some chins. And man, they actually have a ton of really nice value on the Chakra magic this game, huh? Like, you get up a Clutch Refraction, or you know, gives you another meld against Roshan, gives you more combos for the Ember, that kind of goes with the saying. And even the other low cooldown stuff like the Tusk and Centaur, gonna get a lot of value there. So Keeper of the Light's gonna have a big target on his head in these fights. They can bring Burning down, that's gonna be a big deal. Oh, they want this Arcane, but Setsu seeing all of these heroes and knowing that his Blink is on cooldown, not gonna be able to go for the fight. Flywind does come in, and Monet also making an appearance. And RNG really wanting to get some use out of their ultimates, but just not finding the right chances.
The gang's all here while XM just continues to farm up. He's going to, well, actually, Flywind, he's doing really well on the net worth graph, but it seems like the catch-up potential from going fast. And we're mentioning before that presence in team fight. It's just feeling like it's getting closer and closer towards CDEC's favor, because you've got these 3 ultimates that essentially have such a low cooldown that you can throw it out with a bit more reckless abandon, you can just use it to harass. Whereas RNG, they feel the need to take team fights because they feel like a huge portion of their draft is being wasted if they don't.
And Flywind's like, he bought this Vanguard, but I don't know how much I like it. I think if he'd had this start, why not just get a fast Blink, or maybe just buy the Sange first out of this Halberd. Like, I think Halberd is a killer item this game. It's amazing against TA. Well, dive on September up top. But like, what's the Vanguard for? Is it just to survive a little bit more in these mid-game fights?
Yeah, let's try and put some attention away from this Queen of Pain and the Monkey King. I wouldn't mind something even greedier, like a Desolator. We've seen some really early ones coming through, particularly the Chinese region in the past.
Ooh, they smoke up. They do have a Fiend's Grip ready to use. They haven't spotted the TA just yet. XM, his Blink is on cooldown, but he's actually back by the tower already. Flywind walking forward to spot Victoria inside of the trees. The spear whips, and they've got the Will-O-Wisp to try and punish or jump onto the bait. No way to help him out, and the spear's on cooldown, so what is the point of this arena? Flywind, your Vanguard is going to help you out a little bit as his team does arrive. Now they're going to throw down the Wukong's command. CDC just walking out of it. Keeper still surviving a little bit longer. Now with the Stampede, Ame just wants to keep on going forward. Monet being chained down. Continue the fight. RNG just looking to retreat. They've lost 2, they got nothing, and that was even without Centaur having to do anything. SRF just over on the other side of the map farming.
So reluctant to use his ultimate on the Bane. I mean, obviously you don't want to just get it immediately cancelled and turn around on, but felt like there were a few times where he could have just chucked it out, you know? It creates some attention onto you, it acts as a pseudo taunt for the rest of your team, and it allows you to get, for example, that nice Arena of Blood where you do get the spear up.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. It kind of felt like they forced it a bit. Maybe they felt like, oh yeah, we've got this guaranteed opportunity against the...
They finally used one effectively. They've used it onto the Centaur. He's going to go down.
Okay, that's a little bit more like it.
Yeah.
Using the support ulti combo. So the support ulti is getting some value. The core ulti is... I guess we have had one arena that killed the Ember a little bit earlier, but Flywin and Setsu not really finding too many plays. Setsu's just going to be going for a Yules in this situation. Monet does almost have his Echo Saber picked up, but not a ton of play from the Monkey King, and despite having a really good early start in a very free lane, he's just being killed a few times, and now they're running at him once again up top. Here comes another slight. September just trying to help him out. Ame charging forward. September's gonna try for the TP, but they do have their chains. Nice positioning there to ensure it. And mega kill streak for Ame, as he is more than sticking the landing this game.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Having a really solid time and, well, taken the objective. Now they're going to take some roll back over the dire jungle. Will they even catch out Monet here? They should be able to see the remnants of the Primal Spring.
SRF has this blink, but it is nighttime. A little bit difficult to find the jump. Setsu, James with a little snowball dodge mid. And here comes the punch looking for the stop follow-up. The jump is there from CDEC, and down goes the Queen of Pain. They keep their siege creep alive and straight onto this tier 1 tower. Seemingly no reaction from RNG. They do have the Blink Dagger coming out, I believe, for Flywin. So they really need this Mars to make some plays for them. He's #1 on the net worth for the team. He's had a great game. Really needs, they really need him to put them on his back this game.
I don't know about this play from CDEC. They seem keen to just continue moving forward, maybe expecting the Ancient contest.
They don't have the vision. SRF a bit forward, doesn't get the 2-man stomp. Nice reaction from Soup. Is he gonna live? He's got the Fiend Script available if he can survive. Ame finds him in backlines. Here comes the arena. Monet again just can't find any opportunity to get his spells off. He just gets brought down. The Will-O-Wisp controlling everyone else. Super buys back into the game, but it's CDEC all day once again.
Things missing, and 2 of the Ancients towards the end there and netting themselves, of course, a clumsy net. A few more tier 2 items. I mean, taking advantage of this key timing around the 17-minute mark. If they can use it to start to contest this dire jungle, take back control of the outpost, it's going to be a huge win for them.
They're just continuing to run at them. Don't really have any big cooldowns that they need to wait for. They find the initiation Flywin with the spear, does find it onto James, but he just finds himself in a world of hurt. Let's see if this Vanguard helps him out this time around. He puts the bulwark up, he's got his back up against the wall. Setsu jumping forward, good damage. Monet, 2-man stun. Can they get these kills? Yes, they can. RNG finally finding a little bit of a team fight combination. And that is also the monster kill streak ended, so a nice 530 gold for Monet there.
Yeah, I mean, clearly needing it the most of anyone on his team if he wants to be able to carry this one forward. And, yeah, needs to be enabling this Monet Monkey King as much as possible. God. So we've got a Yule Scepter being finished up by Setsu. So what he's thinking of is you just need to be able to create some space between the TA and yourself, particularly before she's finishing up this BKB, and it'll give them a decent timing if they keep the aggression up. It's still going to be a minute or so away, so they've got that full gambit of ultimates to choose from. It gives them a small little window to try and get back into this game. Maybe around the outpost contest time is when they're going to make something happen.
CDC just with another straight up smoke. They don't have any vision to gank to, but the line's being drawn. They just want to run straight back into the RNG jungle once again. Ooh, ward dropped down. It doesn't see Monet. He's just over here farming his camp. They're connecting to their TA over at top. James pops another ward down. Flywind goes looking for him. Spear's not going to connect. And the rest of the team coming back over now. SRF, they spot out September, and he's going to be the first casualty of this fight. They've got that cooldown reduction for the Ember Spirit, so he kind of be everywhere all the time.
So honestly, not bad, and their movement should be somewhat predictable. You know, you've got XM taking this outpost now. Going to be playing around the top side of the map. Roshan is basically the only objective for them to take there, considering top's pushed in all that way, and that's not where they are.
They're going to come and contest this. It's going to drop very fast with the Deso double, even triple meld.
I just don't think Queen of Pain's got the mana to be able to do it.
No. Yeah, if they wanted to contest that, Setsu needed TB back. He'd be blinking his way out. There you go. Just going to be an Aegis up for XM. We've got the Vessel for the Ember, so Ame in pretty good fighting shape. SRF actually just has a BKB queued up here. And Monet just chilling out on a tree with the team.
Just Monkey King things.
Yeah, Setsu's just running straight back to bottom to keep this pushed out, so it's kind of his job this game. Flywind leading the charge towards this mid tier 1 tower, with the Vanguard able to tank up pretty effectively. Does have Halberd relatively soon. Glyph actually coming out. CDEC not willing to trade here. They're going to take that tier 2 and seem like they do want to run over and try and make some kind of a defense, and RNG just too afraid to commit. So slowly moving their way into the Radiant jungle.
Playing around this one small pocket of space that they've got, not using any smokes to try and get this pincer move happening, but Mars,
Flywind.
You get that initiation, you gotta go straight for the spear, you feel. Jump right on top of him.
Yeah, not the easiest, and they're just gonna get chased down. Snowball through, also gonna cancel the TP of September. Flywind living for a little bit longer, but CDC just looking for even more. That's going to be a
just
slaughter.
Standing there at the end. Yeah, they're going to catch out super as well with this Searing Chains combo, and you can heal yourself up, but it's only going to do so much.
Yeah. And with that, CDC just going to keep on going for the push. Setsu's kind of ratting on the bottom side, but he's not going to have an item for a little bit. Monet is still just trying to build up a Deso, but I don't see how they take any kind of a fight. All the metrics keep on moving in CDC's favor.
Dire structures are fortified.
Popping that ult, the fortify, but well too much. Yeah, Ame, he's continuing to push out this bot lane, nearly reaching up at his level 15, so fight potential is going to continue to strengthen for them. Care about this bottom side of the map though, like there's no objectives here. They can just continue playing with 80% of the map as they have done so far.
Yeah, they've really both games, I feel like DC has severely outdone RNG in terms of the vision game. Like, it feels like their wards just aren't getting dewarded. We often have these like near misses, right? Like, look at this observe ward. It's just going to get missed by both of these sentries and probably stay up for its whole duration here. So it means that they can't get any kills. They're really not able to make any plays because they just can't control areas of the map effectively.
Yeah, it feels like CDEC are very much playing as a team. You know, even if the Keeper of the Light isn't the one to always buy the wards, you've still got him nearby using his Illuminate to make sure that on the high ground, if you use a sentry, you've got the vision. Whereas like Monkey King, for example, is not jumping onto nearby trees to try and make some.
Flywind jumps forward. They get the silence out of the Centaur. He's pretty tanky, but he gets knocked back. Here comes the Mystic Flare. He's down. Will-O-Wisp controlling them a little. Ame's finding his opportunity. Flywind the target. Does get chained up. Ned down. Setsu still ticking out in the backlines a little bit. I'm blinking forward to get the Yules, trying to protect Flywind. Ame decides that he's the target instead of a Yules and a Glimmer Cape. That's going to help keep Ame healthy. He should be able to get up another round of spells. That's pumping up the Sonic Wave. He's to throw it up, going for it. Monet thinking about the ultimate, but XM just going to keep on fighting him with this BKB. Monet's still pretty tanky, but one more slight chains, one more melds hit, and one more kill for CDEC. Flywind comes running back in, looking for another spear. Bulwark's going to help out somewhat. He whips it. Setsu with the Sonic Wave. Well, it does pop the Aegis at the very least, but there's a net waiting for him. Ooh, I'm living. Triple kill for XM. And, well, September survives back in the fountain, but still a very, very nice fight for CDEC.
And they went around. I mean, they're getting off these good combos, but it's like, at what cost, you know? The three-man Sonic Wave, well, came at the cost of 2 of your heroes and a bit more of an effective Mars ulti, but it still just takes them so long to be able to take any sort of advantageous position in these team fights. During that, the Creeps just took the tower on bot side.
Okay. They desperately need like a good Fiend script out of Super. I think that's what's really missing here. They really need a grip on either the TA or the Ember, but
they need a BKB piercing Fiend script. Doesn't get in, basically.
Yeah. And then like they need that to happen, and then the Wukong's command gets dropped right on top of that hero or something, and no way for to protect them. Now an 11k lead, win probability 91% at this point.
It feels like we're
very optimistic.
We're only one CDEC team fight victory away. No.
Oh no, they aggro used him as they blinked in.
There's the comms, lack of comms.
Yeah. I don't agree with the Yule's decision, because I think he can actually still, like, he can just spam slide. Yeah. And I don't think it's not guaranteed that they're gonna get the spear on him. But, oh boy. Yeah, that hurts.
You want to instill confidence in your Mars player, but after the game that he's had with a few misses, you probably give it to the Queen of Pain to start off these team fights.
I mean, they're both in the wrong, right? They need to have the comms, they need to have the agreed.
Also, nice spear.
They're gonna actually go on the TA here. Don't pop XM pretty much instantly. The Willow is not gonna be enough counter initiation. SRF forced to pop the BKB. Alright, Flywin redeems himself big time as they get that kill. I think XM was just relying on, oh yeah, I can get the BKB on reaction, no problem. Not so when Flywin blipped right on top of you.
Turns out you can't. And, well, we've got 3 heroes smoking up here, heading towards the Radiant Tri-Camp area for an invasion play.
They can get another kill here with the Fiend script. I'm feeling safe farming all the way on the opposite side of the map from where the action just happened. But this cross-map smoke could end up catching him out. Fiend script, they're running.
No, you gotta let the Bane initiate in that situation, right?
The smoke ran out, though, so...
No, but you could have just stayed at the tree line.
Maybe.
You had the range.
Maybe. I think it would have been tough. I don't disagree with trying for that, but... Anywho, he gets out. I don't know if the side shot may have just caught a glimpse of the Bane. I don't know about this, but they may have not gotten that kill either way. But still, they fight back a little bit, and I do have to give some credit to RNG. They GG'd out really early in some of their games yesterday versus Aster. Still keeping themselves in here. Still got Setsu able to farm up and keep these lanes pushed out. Monet still got items that you can build towards. And I still see some potential path to victory here, especially with the BKB piercing disable of the Fiend script. That can just, doesn't matter how much net worth TA has.
Super's dead.
Still die to that at any point. Yeah, Super looking pretty dead here. And they're stampeding looking for a little more. September also getting slowed down here by a trap. Jump. Ame using everything just to skip it. Doesn't quite find him with the slight, but they found him with the snowball. So, say goodbye to September. Double kill for typical Ember teamfight contribution. One slight takes the kill. Setsu trying desperately to finish off this tier 1 up mid, but here comes the blink forward net. Meld waiting, snowball onto the creep, but looks like didn't get the stun. So it was a nice attempt, but Setsu gets away.
A little surprised you didn't go with super dead after that.
Oh yeah, he was super dead, that's for sure. A little stun on the Ember here. Super's running at it. Chains on the Monkey King. That's a little bit troublesome. Flywin, can they actually keep this Ember alive? Will-O-Wisp helping to protect, to get the slide off. Should be able to jump away. Jumps further in. Monkey King now just hitting him. that interrupt Super. He does still have the Fiend's Grip available. Ember gets brought down with the Sonic Wave. TA trying to fight, but getting run at during this BKB. And once Heaven's Halberd is just going to try and turn around and kill off Monet. Does manage it, and for 70 seconds, Pyro's still chasing another spear. Setsu trying to finish off this Templar Assassin, and they also get the Fiend's Grip exit. Do they have any detection for the TA? No! Templar Assassin, alright, does get brought down. Setsu finds him with the blip. And it looks like it might just be an Ultra here. RNG bringing this game back, Danog.
Capital 5-man team wipe. A lot of the damage coming through, well, across the board, actually. Obviously, Monkey King in the thick of things, getting a lot of stuff done, but there was the Fiend's Grip they've been waiting for the entire time, you know, just locking down that full BKB target and you know, allowing the team to clean up the rest of the scraps.
Yeah, for sure. And seeing how effective Heaven's Halberd can be against the Templar Assassin, the Ember getting brought down pretty early, also meaning that he doesn't have the sustained damage and the sustained pace. And this Queen of Pain is getting pretty big at this point. Also having the shields picked up, another 3.3k of that. So, yeah, hard to do all that much about Setsu in these fights.
She's still holding a lot of her net worth, though.
Yeah,
not committing to it. I suppose wanting that to be revealed when it does come online. Be able to catch out this top lane. No, nice swift blink out coming through there from the Mars.
Okay, they do still need to be careful because this TA is scary. Full Daedalus picked up, has the Mindbreaker as well, so any support that gets jumped is just going to be pretty much instantly dead. No real chance of any rebuttal. Queen of Pain still buying very defensive items. Setsu picking up the full BKB at this point. And Amne is just going for the Octarine here. He's also carrying the Craggy Coat. So I guess it doesn't really matter for Ember, right? You're not going to be sitting auto-attacking all that much.
Smoke on smoke action. We'll see who runs into who. Backstab maneuver here, and Monkey King a little bit more fun. Doesn't reveal all too much using the Primal Spring from the
just going for a Scotty currently, so trying to tank up a little bit more. The smokes are getting broken on each other. SRF, is he going to go for the jump? Queen of Pain, not the easiest target to go for. Setsu using the BKB for this, though, and that might just get kited out now. I don't know about the BKB decision there.
It just felt like the team wasn't there with him, you know? It felt like an alright play, to be honest, if you had the immediate follow-up coming through from your team.
I think if you're going to do that, you have to just, like, pop Shivas and blink at them now.
And then they're not ready for how fast this Roshan is dropping with the meld, with the double damage.
And with Roshan given away, I don't think they can afford to stay here. Ooh, Flight Chains whips, but Blink Hoof Stomp does not. September trapped up on top of this hill, and that is going to be where he ends up buying. RNG just having to retreat back, and now with the Aegis and the Templar Assassin, it should be so much easier for CDEC to kind of structure and take these fights. Back to the split push for RNG.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only strategy they've got right now, trying to at least keep this bot lane pressured out, force them to defend their 2-2 bottom, and that's the lane they kind of want to go up as well.
They're trying to run at him. Ember does not want this to get pushed, and not to give them the opportunity. Man, he's just checking everywhere in case there happens to be a Monet Monkey King waiting on a tree somewhere. Gonna be going for an E-Blade next.
I'm liking the play from Ame though. Check the trees, reveal as much terrain as you can.
Yep. And so when shows mid, he is going to get stomped up. It's pretty tanky. Team coming in to maybe try and help him out. He does get the arena down, looking for the Spear's actually on cooldown for now. Snowball going to keep him trapped here. Super does have the Fiend's Grip available. Monet jumping in the back lines and looking for the Keeper of the Light. They do bring him down quickly. Now Centaur also in some danger. Immediate buyback from the Coddle. XM trying to find his angle into this fight, but can't afford to go on the Mars. The Halberd into their Knight. Block off from James. Monet still chasing. He's going to have to be careful. Templar Assassin could look for a little bit of a turnaround, but it seems like CDC have made their decision, and that decision is lead. RNG in a bit of a position, and they will just take those 3 kills. basically for free.
Yeah, I mean, they had a good positioning for a favorable team fight there on CDEC. Got on the top side of the map with no TP, but still able to turn that one around 4v5.
Glimmer super forward. We have a decent ward here for CDEC, but Denver still smoked up. Man, even with this Aegis, RNG getting pretty aggressive, still looking for something. Ooh, Ember would be a nice target. The Ghost have to just survive a little bit longer. They get the Phoenix grip off. Here comes the Will-O-Wisp, so he breaks. He gets the people up immediately afterwards. The living, they pop the Wukong's command. XM just man-fights against Monet. He gets off another round of refraction. They will finally manage to bring him down, but this is at the cost of the Monkey King. And Ame still having this cheese. He's surviving a little bit longer. SRF just respawns to clean up the fight, and RNG a bit
next creep wave as well, level 25 on our Templar Assassins. So those BKBs going to do quite as much when that Meld Bash comes into play.
Yep. Oh man. Flywin, alright, just pushing up bottom a little bit. Let's grab himself an AC. They do have a buyback available for Monet. They've also got a Glyph, so they can buy a little bit more time here. Queen of Pain level 23. Really wishes she had the at this point, but still going to take a little while longer to get there.
Nice use of the Glyph as well, with CDEC realizing that Tier 1 tower is going to go down shortly anyway, so it's just going to get refreshed back up.
Keeping the pressure on these double siege creeps going to work. RNG not willing to use the buyback here, just going to wait for the natural respawns. Give away the one lane of Rax. They got to be careful now on the retreat. CDC already have a nice ward up here on this high ground, and I believe they're probably just going to play together for a second here. We are close to another round of neutral items as well, so definitely something to keep an eye out for in these next couple of minutes. Are they going to get the D ward on? This is like, come on, this is Dota 101, right? You gotta.
It's been there for a few minutes already.
Yeah. Oh man, they push your high ground. You just have to. You gotta D-ward the hill. Really, no choice. Well, looks like both of these wards could stick around for a little bit longer.
Information: Monet very close to picking up his Scud. He should be able to get it after one of these siege creeps. So it's a little bit of a team fight boost for them, but it just feels like so much more is in favor of CDEC in these recent times. You've got levels, you've got this Daedalus finished up here. TA. Suppose that's a small win condition that you've got though. Buyback for at least for 1800 gold, and Sean respawning in 3 minutes. You catch out that TA, you're right back in this game.
Like we've been saying, you know, all it can take is one good Fiend's Grip from Super, and that could completely eliminate the TA. Has just opted for an AC here, so XM.
No fear, they're smoking up right into it even without this TA buyback.
I mean, they see Quap with, I think they just saw Quap with like 0 mana at top, so they know that this is a 4v5 in the worst case scenario. They do find Super first. Better him than Monet, that's for sure. And Clipper keep actually helping them out a little bit longer, but XM still hot in his heels. The Will-O-Wisp getting dropped over here. I think Victoria thought that he was onto something, but not finding anyone.
Just clearing the trees, you know.
I mean, so both teams have Witless Shaco. What do we got? Timeless Relic on the side of CDEC, Flicker and Havoc Hammer for RNG. Man, they are really not having very good luck with these two fighters. Get a spear onto the Centaur. Doesn't get the BKB off. Game's being controlled, so no defensive snowball from him. And Templar Assassin, Evans halberded up, so this BKB not really doing a whole lot for XM. Can't find his targets. He's getting knocked around. XM does get the bash over onto the Quap. Does get brought down by the crit, in fact, but they're still going to find that kill, and Flywind chasing for a little bit more. Which again, does not have a spear, but the arena will be able to control Victoria. Gem hits the deck, and it's CDEC's turn to maybe overextend just a little bit. Nice high ground ward for RNG, giving them all the information that they needed to take that fight.
Yeah, advantageous position here. Even without that ward preventing them from the gank, it's positive. It's going to be the God's Rebuke crit that Flywind goes for at level 25 because he's approaching it fast. And be able to brawl in all these team fights now. Mithril Hand coming.
The Klopp having the level 25 talent as well, going to be very big and almost has the Hex. His game is starting to get more and more difficult. XM is thinking about, he's thinking about rapier territory at this point. Super just making use of the gem to check a couple of these high grounds around the place. Maybe finally getting the better CDC in the Warden battle. Now RNG heading towards the high ground. Quick work of this. There is a glyph available for the Radiance, so that's going to buy them a little bit more time, but unwilling to go forward and don't really have the heroes to be able to spam this out. Ame grabs himself a bounty and now comes CDA back to hope to defend. Super heading forward. He's got the Fiend's Grip. Nice lotus from SRF though. Able to interrupt it, so he survives a little bit long. Gets the Stampede out, but he's already dead. 75 seconds down. Slight chains. They're still poking and prodding, waiting for this TA to respawn. Ame wants to keep them here. James also going in with the snowball. Monet does have a BKB available. Gets meld bashed though. Flicker gets him a little bit further out, and he actually makes it onto the tree line and out of there. XM not gonna let Bane leave. September also gonna get caught out. The chakra is just too much with the meld. Oh god, that was so nasty.
XM Uzumaki with the chakra.
Yep.
Just too powerful, you know.
Oh. Roshan respawning in 30 seconds time. We do have the Hex up on the Queen of Pain. So it's going to be Refresher or Ags on this next one.
Yeah. Got the minus 12 second Remnant charge restore time as well. And if you wanted to, we could finish that E-Blade, although the damage is coming from the...
Doesn't quite have the surplus. Flywind jumps in. The immediate Hex. Trouble for Ahmed. Sonic Wave through. Can they finish him off? He gets the Eurogolf. He's still living. Okay, finally brought down. Doesn't have a buyback available. XM trapped in the middle of this fight here. Gonna keep on going, but these heroes are looking pretty tanky. Monet with the flicker. They haven't finished off the Will-O-Wisp, but there's the fear under the Templar Assassin. Ember does opt to buyback. Flywind going charging forward, but Monet still stuck in the background to get another Hex. Defensive snow. Oh, they're running the Centaur up. Ember also trying to make his way into the fight. TA trying to escape from it. There's the fear. Victoria on the sidelines. He's got a Glimmer Cape, but they do get the spear on the Templar Assassin. XM brought down. He's dead for 100. Aegis, Cheese, and the Aghanim's Blessing waiting in the pit, but RNG, they don't care. They are marching right down the middle lane. Looking for their opportunity. Backdoor protection is still engaged for a second, but the creeps come marching in. Back from one. They don't want to use both, but they get the immediate Hex up. Can they keep the Ember Spirit alive this time around? They drag him into the snowball. Buyback as well from the Templar Assassin, but he immediately gets Yule. That is going to be the Bane dead. Flywind losing his life on the front lines. Blink away from Setsu, just surviving. And September will be able to get the TP out. Mo is already top pushing there. Alright, double buyback from RNG, realizing that the Rutgon is the prize to be claimed, and they can't afford to just give that away for free.
Oh, really? Setsu picks up the double damage rune. He's rushing out to join this team fight, having picked up that DD as mentioned, and who's going to clash into who?
Okay, they're smoked, but they've got the high ground vision. CDC running straight in. They might catch the... They might split off the Queen of Pain. They're going to kill off the Skywrath Mage first. Tusk on the front lines does get speared. Can't quite save him. Get the Heaven's Halberd under the Templar Assassin. Monet with the Flicker surviving a little bit longer. Ember getting feared back. Setsu's going to double damage. He's man fighting this one out, but forced to blink away. Victoria also surviving. They're kiting Monet pretty effectively. He does have the Wukong's Demand one more time. Super still living. Monet flickers up onto the cliff. No! Monet. Alright, he's back down. He's okay. Oh, they get the stun over onto this Ember. He can't afford to go down. He's already used the buyback. Trying to jump out. Doesn't quite get far enough away. XM does bring down Monet, but he buys back into the game. BKB running low on duration. The Hex still on cooldown. The Will-O-Wisp hoping to keep XM alive. He gets the refraction up one more time, but he can't kill off Flywind. Setsu's looking for him. He gets the blink away. XM still living. SRF, he's got the Lotus. Flywind's still chasing him. Doesn't have the mana for a spear for a second. Setsu's got the Hex for him. Here comes the Shivas. Here comes the stun. RNG that bring down SRF, but he's also going to buy back. All right, 3v3. It's Pog time. RNG into the pit.
Arcane Rune as well. I mean, we should give the axe to at this point. It feels like Monet's doing a ton of damage in these team fights, and they're happening all over the place. So having those monkeys around just to be able to casually whack at people is going to be a big difference maker.
Yeah, I think you give the axe the MK, yeah. So he picks it up. He's got the Aegis. Cheese on Setsu. And RNG do get the better of that fight, but oh boy, it was a close one. Setsu being able to like fight up and then escape was a big deal.
That was legit a game over if XM died though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they really had no hope whatsoever if he got brought down. And see, what are they up to here? Everyone just kind of playing grouped up. I think they may be hoping for like an unexpected kill. Just because if you're RNG, you're probably thinking to yourself like, oh yeah, there's no way that they're going to try and make a play on us. Their Ember's dead and we've got Aegis. But I think CDEC is still trying to maintain at least a little bit of control here on the map.
Perils of using a flicker.
Yeah, did he actually? He flickered up there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's just a 4-second cooldown, so he was then able to flicker back down, but.
Hitting for around 800 without an itching dex. Like getting hit by that. Astral.
Yeah, and he's almost got full of this blade as well. The TA just feels like she's kind of getting controlled in these fights, right? You've only got a 5-second BKB, and at this point, the 5-second BKB is only enough to kill supports. It's not killing cores at all, and then all 3 cores have ways of defending themselves. Right? Either the Monkey King is just going to get the stun off, Quap's got Fear, a Hex, and a Yules, and the Mars is just tanky and he's going to help. So the instant that BKB wears out, Tim just kind of starts to get kited. He really needs his team to find the good initiation so he can go in and hope to lay out some hits. They're coming up. All right, we're going to switch it over to buyback status. There's only one buyback available in this game, and that's on Queen Pain. Monet still making good use of the flicker, just getting these dispels going. RNG up onto the high ground, poking, prodding.
SR finds a huge stomp on the 3. They're looking for the Queen of Pain first, and they kill her off instantly. Buyback now coming through. They pop in the arena, they put down the Wukong's command. CDEC just looking to disengage. They are going to lose James, but if that's all that they lose on the other side of the fight, Ember is actually being nightmared up. Ame doesn't seem like there's any way out for him. He's dead for 100, so RNG, it cost them a buyback, but now they've got a 5v3 on their hands. CDEC, what could... Now, they do still have a Stomp, they do still have the Will-O-Wisp, but they're here looking for blood.
Seed as much as possible. They have a repair kit, and... Allow that on Orange.
They do have a glyph. Yeah, Monet's kind of low here. They have like a cheese pass. Alright, cheese pass coming in. Keep on going forward. They're just focusing on tier 4s. Another blinding light back. They buy them a few more seconds. I think that they can get the Tusk back up, but that might be about it. Setsu using the BKB. RNG really wanting to finish this one off here, and CDC, they're going to have to make their move soon. They get the jump in, they're looking for the backline first. Try to focus onto the Bane. Here comes the Willows. They also kill off the Skywrath Mage, but they just killing the Ancient. And RNG showing a little bit more mental fortitude, putting it together a little bit more here, game 2, and
FY, he's found himself No Tail out on his own.
He's trapped him.
There's No Tail. Is he going to get any sort of backup? No, there's 3 still dead on OG. It'll be a slow and painful death here for No Tail as Ame comes in for the kill secure.
kind of love the way that Chalice popped his BKB super early in that fight. He just knows, I just need to get my ulti off, and he cast it at a very safe range. He didn't wait for the last second of his BKB. He's not very greedy. I think that's a lot of the reason why they've been winning these team fights. Seb has been struggling, still about 1,000 gold away from his BKB.
Yeah, this Brewmaster is a display of perfection, really. It's the highest level in the game with his Bloodseekers.
And doing a ton of damage in the fight. It's one of the most damage in the game as an offlaner.
Now has full Shiva, so even more ways. He's pretty much itemized entirely just to be like, Ana, I'm ruining your game. I've got Radiance, I've got Shivas. You're going to struggle so much in these fights as Phantom Lancer.
Eric's did his best to keep Ana alive, and but Ana wasn't able to do damage because he was ruptured. He wasn't that low on HP, but still can't run around.
Seb.
Oh, I'm missing ninjas here.
Got to be careful who shows up top. Indeed, Jerax is going out on his own. He doesn't expect Arme to have this invis rune. As Arme will show himself, Jerax goes across, but Somnus is there.
Somnus is not messing without rupturing.
No mercy. They're feeling very confident now at this point, getting these very advantageous team fights as well as getting kills on the split push too. Thompson though, will find X-Nova.
Seb, and as well, between the two of them, they'll take down the support edge. FY's going to come in though. He hasn't got anyone else with him at the moment. It is just FY, so just playing around with Seb.
He has no help around at all, and he's still just making Seb's life miserable.
He is toying with him. He's just making him not be able to come back. Look, they're already starting to rotate this Brewmaster and Bloodseeker too, and FY, he's ready to look for Seb.
Seb's got to get out.
Oh, Seb.
As indeed, FY, the patience, keeping that control on Seb, buying time for Chalice to come in. Ana is going to look towards the Tusk. Chalice is now there, does have Primal Split available if he wants to look to take this fight. Somnus coming in as well. As Ana, Seb look to hide in the trees. Can they get out of it? Ana's got a TP available. He's into the trees. He's going to show himself in the lane though. They're going to continue to head over. They are going to see Seb make it out in time. They don't have a stun. Ana, can he get out as well? He can. OG will avoid that rotation from PSG LGD.
FY is just so obnoxious there, following Seb for over a minute, just stalking him, trying to have his team come over.
So that's about, a minute without Aegis being used for LGD. They have 2 minutes left, I would say, to capitalize on this Aegis. Oh man, looks like he is level DPL.
Pretty much back to a 50-50. PSG LGD 2-1 up at the moment in this best of 5 grand finals. 1 game needed to secure the championship title. And at this point, they are ahead here in game 4.
N0tail hasn't had time to gather a full army of Ancient Fakes. Right now, he just has the Ancient Black Dragon. You really want those other auras when you're at a big disadvantage in these team fights already.
Yeah, it's tough though, because Jerax doesn't want to be following around his Chen, giving him the Aghanim, so. As Thompson, he does have a Lincoln Sphere picked up, and they should have the BKB finished on Seb too. So that'll give him a little bit easier time to get those Blink Causos, as he's been suffering to do so in the last few fights. And Somnus, I have Scotty picked up, about to be level 25 as well.
Yeah, they just need a couple more minutes on the side of OG before they're ready to fight. Wait for the Aegis to expire.
Seb, he's in, gets the call, the character's going to get FY, there with the snowball save. He's going to be fine, and now they turn to look towards the axe. The taunt's going to be out. Seb goes for the TP. They've got the stun to cancel though. Seb held back for now. Thompson trying to offer his best from the side to provide some sort of safety, as he will get Seb back. They're able to get Seb back to safety, and Thompson, he's running away. X-Nova's there with the wraparound, gets the slow off, gives the vision for the snowball. TP from N0tail's coming in towards the shrine, but Thompson, he's trapped.
That's twice in this series that X-Nova just comes out of nowhere. Like, he's just on a warding expedition, then he just ends up wrapping behind these people constantly.
Perfect time.
Perfect timing, and has the Centon creep to boot. And look at these deep wards that he's placed during that time that he was running around doing so. He now has full vision of OG. Yeah, he sees Ana farming these Ancients right now.
Oh, Ana. FY just giving so much information for the team. He's got eyes on him. Get the punch on the wrong target, but the snowball pass will catch Ana. Ana, he's in trouble. The Blood Bright Silence connects. He's got the Manta back up in a second, but can he really play his way out of this one? He cannot. Ana down for a minute and a half.
Just having all this vision. And X-Nova throughout this whole tournament has had the best vision in every situation, even when you wouldn't expect it. They're just like, oh, they're fighting on the left side. They're not going to have vision over here. But no, X-Nova always seems to have those prepared in every situation.
And he has some incredible foresight to be able to have these wards that just lead to really clutch pickoffs. And Axe has not spent his money on BKB. He has the money, but he might be looking to save for buyback.
We'll see if any of the buybacks do get forced out. Thompson's still dead for 15. Ideally, he doesn't buy back it. They may have to buy back on Ana. He's gone for 50 seconds. The split coming out from Chalice. Is he ready to push in? Look for the stun on No-Tail to hold back the Chen as the mid-racks are exposed. PSG LGD, 40 minutes in, able to open into the base and clean out this mid lane of racks. Still Ana holding on to that buyback.
And they're going to keep going here. They really want to force this PL to come back here.
Stun onto Thompson. He will blink dodge it. But another tier 3 tower falling incredibly fast. They really don't want to use it. Seb jumps in, gets the call onto FY. There's the buyback. The Cataclysm isn't enough to do anything. It isn't. PSG LGD still fighting strong. Thompson getting focused by Somnus. Seb taken down by Arme. The triple buybacks now out as Ana in trouble. He's pulled back for this one. The deafening blast onto the three of them. Knocks the back, but Ana gets focused. Seb! He's in with the call. He has the control onto the morphing Somnus. Now being chased by Thompson. Blinks in with the cold snap. The PL army's on top of it. They get Somnus too. As OG, they have to expend 3 buybacks, but they hold on to the top rack. Somnus
5 seconds remaining.
now down
Radiant team
for
back.
2 minutes. No buyback available on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, he's 400 gold short of it. It's up in about 8 seconds.
RNG's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. RNG's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. RNG's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. RNG's turn to ban.
Are you back? Okay, cool.
Seconds remaining.
Welcome back, everybody. It's DPL-CDA. We have one last game here for the evening. CDEC versus RNG. Was not expecting to be here. Really looked like CDEC had that previous game in the bag, but Fly win a couple of nice matches, and RNG just generally with some pretty good team play, bringing it back. XM's Templar Assassin kind of hitting a little bit of wall, and we'll just have to see who ends up taking the series. Eventual Spirit first. Yeah. So like we were saying before, pretty important series for both of these two teams. CDC currently 4-3, RNG 4-4. Both of them only just inside of the top 6 currently, which is what the cutoff is for prize money in this league.
10 seconds remaining.
But yeah, different look in the draft so far.
And especially with CDEC, even though they had first pick, choosing to ban out the Mars first and foremost. So it seemed like they got to this with the set strategy mentioned before game 1, I believe, that they'd had in recent times some interesting strats, you know, a loot build or some real speed potential, although they've banned out the Chen themselves, so maybe not wanting that entirely. And the Beastmaster is still prioritized by RNG, but there's still plenty of ways to speed up this draft and have a quick one.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're trying to play some run at you Dota here. Of course, you know, Virtual Spirit does have other things that it can go with. I don't know if there's any world where they're thinking about trying to pick the Medusa maybe a little bit further down the line if RNG don't take the appropriate steps to kind of deter them away from that strategy. But just the Shadow Demon Centaur starting it off here. Centaur continues to be a very solid, very stable offlaner, and given that they're not going to be able to get the Mars this time around, I think makes sense that they do end up grabbing that. I mean, what else do we have? I guess there's still the LC. I haven't seen LC in a little while in this league. What else has been popular in the off lane?
A baton a little bit. Probably not so much in the Chinese region, but we've seen DKs there, we've seen Pang there, of course. Bristle back a little bit.
BBC really taking their time thinking here what exactly they want to do.
Radiant
One hero that's made its way all the way through the betting state, Void Spirit. Now, I'm interested to see if someone's going to pick him up, because I think he's probably one of the best heroes in this entire meta. As long as the draft fits it, you know, you don't want to be going at many people that deal magic damage or that they just inherently build a BKB as part of the early kit.
Yeah, the Ags to me feels really nuts. It's feels very, very powerful, and yeah, the hero farms nicely. You're able to get a lot of good ganks in the early game. I'm definitely not opposed to the Void Spirit coming in, but CDC keeping things pretty open so far. Just Eventual Spirit Tusk. Looking like they're gonna fish for a bit more information and then maybe commit to what the strategy is. I think this still looks like it could be kind of a deuce draft, but I guess they're gonna wait a little bit more information before.
Could be a position 3 Tusk as well.
True. Yeah, it is a possibility. I'm not a huge fan of it. Maybe if they had like a position 4 with some initiation, it'd be all right. And really use some of the old reserve time here.
I think we'll see a puck bench. Swap is nice.
Oh yeah, could kind of be a thing. Not a bad. Maybe there's a world where they're like looking at Clinks or something here. Clinks offlane's a little bit unusual, but Tusk Clinks is just an absolutely bananas lane. Really brutal to play against.
5 seconds remaining.
And then you can kind of get your catch from your mid lane, right? You can always pick the pucks, the Void Spirit that you were talking about, the Quasbucks Invokers of the world. What are RNG worried about? Or I want to see their ban. I think this is going to be very telling. I kind of miss having more bans in this middle spot, because I felt like it kind of gave you more of an idea of what the each team was thinking about like, oh, what's going to counter our draft, and like, what are we worried about. Instead, now you only get one pick kind of worth of information. Effective.
I suppose I like the extra bit of strength that it gives to the burst pick,
10
though.
seconds remaining. Radiant
Just having to counter the double pick that comes in the first wave.
Ember makes it through pretty deep. RNG is just going to go for that. This is their draft. Relatively open-ended. I mean, so long as they're willing to run it as a 4, which I don't know if it looks all that great here, but they do have the last overall pick of the draft, so they can make the decision about mid-Ember, safe lane Ember. Kind of keeps things open that they can, wherever they feel the killer hero is, if they feel it's like a safe laner for Monet, or they feel it's a mid laner Setsu, they can pick it. They're not being restricted on that. It's Ember grab, which is kind of nice.
We saw in previous games that the center Spirit has a ton of kill potential in lane. You're able to snowball up that. Again, it's going to be really effective against the Monkey King and Tusk.
What is up with the just the reversal on the drafts here? DDC like, oh yeah, Monkey King this time. Yeah, you guys can have the Ember Centaur, and RNG gonna go for the Phoenix. All right, so that pretty much locks it in that Ember is going to be playing a core role this game, and with Phoenix gives them some nice team fight, which TDC don't really have a whole lot of just yet. Very kind of gank and run at you focused. What did they go for? Oh, there's still a Lina in the pool. There's a Snapfire, but they would have to pick it with it would be 3 Tusk, I guess, in that case, and then like 4 Snap. You can run Snap as a 3, but I don't know if there's that much point.
RNG's turn.
Oh, CDC gonna make some decisions here, and they just come back with Queen of Pain. Everybody's just thinking about the previous game, I suppose. I don't know. So the clock is kind of run at you, kind of buy some time. It does not seem like CDC want to take it to RNG in terms of team fight. I think the Dusa is kind of off the table at this point. Probably just looking for a 4 an offlaner. I think they're like, okay, this is a good laning matchup against the Centaur. I think that's the main idea. But yeah, I don't know how much I like it into the SD. That is kind of worrying. Getting kited around, getting disrupted, demonic purge is a big pain in the ass.
I think that's going to be huge, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, like, what can you do? Get that purge on you, and then you just drop the egg. What are you going to do? Have a Queen of Pain standing next to an egg trying to take it down? I don't think so.
5 seconds remaining.
Enigma is the ban.
Radiant
2DC, what are you getting rid of? I mean, there's still tons of options here. It's going to be the Slark is the ban. Getting rid of some Monet hero. They do still definitely need an objective taker. They definitely need somebody to hit some buildings, or if like we talked about in the previous game, something along the lines of the Pugna could be a thing here. That's the way that they want to do building damage. But Tide coming in for CD. I have not seen this hero work for quite some time.
When's the last time you saw it work?
now select your heroes.
Maybe like past TI. Tide always comes back at TI, no matter what. But other than that,
Because he's reliable.
yeah,
You know exactly what you're gonna get. Very little RNG involved.
you're gonna go play some 5-man Dodo.
Very rough though. Sedosa, that's for sure.
Yeah, I have to say that I think I like CDC's, and I like RNG's draft a bit more here.
Me too.
Yeah, I like the team fight that they've got going on. I like the Phoenix this game. I feel like the egg is pretty reliable, and anytime it gets popped, like CDC just to run for the hills. And yeah, I have not seen Tide Hunter win for a little while, and I don't think he's in for a very easy game here either.
It's not the strongest push lineup. It's a can, but
Yeah,
Centaur can, but
it's not like CDC have insane either. Maybe the angle here for CDC is having to play quite late, and maybe to the point where you're a couple of Roshans in, yourself like a double Ravage or something.
yeah, how late we're talking?
I mean, that can still be like 40 minutes or something. I guess. Well, we've got an Ursa in the 3 Roshans pretty quick.
Prepare for battle.
Wait, are they, wait.
Mid-Tide Hunter?
Wait. What's going on here?
Seeing it.
I'm seeing it too, Dog. All right.
I'm here for it, that's for sure.
All right. I mean, this is one way to go and annoy Monet on the Ursa. Just go put a Quap in his lane, and put Tide mid. So they're shifting the matchups. Monkey King. All right, I'm gonna have to get popped out of the courier form quickly.
Monet's unicycling happily down the lane, and as soon as he sees the Pain is like, he's gonna be like, oh god, what?
It's like, wait a second, this isn't Tidehunter. This isn't what I asked for. But yeah, it's gonna be very difficult to read this, especially given that there's still, like, it's still SRF playing the Tide and XM playing the Quab. I guess people just have to see how much of a laning, if this is any kind of laning counter against the Ember. I don't think this is about the Ember though. This is really about the, avoiding the Ursa Tide matchup and giving Tide a little bit more of a game from that perspective. That does kind of increase the pressure on this Tidehunter to hack. I still think eventually he's going to end up kind of being the 3. Like, Pop is just going to go spam out waves and farm up. See how this goes.
See, so they only have one observer ward out on CDEC, so?
They may have only got one.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah, I don't see another one anywhere. What are they doing over here? Monet's like, where do I go? Am I going mid now, guys? I guess I'm going mid now. Ooh, tag team. No, they're gonna pop it. All right, James gets in range. He pops the Earth Shock. He's still getting slowed down. Monet, no. Your journey to the mid lane. Stun comes back off cooldown. No, not like this. No. First blood for James. Oh, God.
Oh, poor Fuzzy Wuzzy.
They read him like an open book there on CDEC. And okay, so now he TP's mid. Is this where we begin the musical lanes? All right, peace to respond. 2v2 mid lane. Let's go, baby. This is what I'm talking about. So Ursa's like, I'm out of here, but wait, Tide's still here, but wait, Block's still here. Oh, maybe Setsu's like, okay. No, I'm gonna leave. No, you leave. No, I'm gonna leave. No, and meanwhile, top lane James and Super are like, oh boy, creeps.
I guess.
Yeah. All right. Monet getting driven back by the Shadow Strike. Gush on to Setsu. Who's farming here? Who's got priority? Who's wearing pants in this mid lane relationship? SRF takes one.
Whoever can get it.
Yeah, it's just the total free for all. What the? Oh boy.
Are we going to see the first game where Shadow Demon is topping out with?
Could be. He's got 6 CS so far. I mean, but you know, I was like, what's going on in the other lane, guys? We're just having a normal old time down here.
James just surviving.
No one is giving up on mid lane. What on earth is this? Are they really just gonna like just play a dual lane for 10 minutes? Is that the plan? Oh, Monet is like, oh, I'm leaving the lane. Oh, all right, he's gone. He's out of here. He's had enough.
And on his tail,
XM's chasing after him. I mean, they both have their TPs back off cooldown, so they could rotate if they want.
Super's like, hey, where'd you go?
Yeah, what's up, dude? Look, I'm level 3. Why are you level 2? What happened to you?
Step it up.
So that game's level 3. One needs to be a little bit careful. Could potentially get going on. Everything is just so wonky now. SRF's already got his... Hoping to spam this wave out and go and grab the permanent rune. Down at bottom. Oh, nice little snipe there from Ahmed. Just managed to grab the big creep with his boundless strike.
I just can't wait until chat catches up to this. just to see what the reaction is.
Yeah.
What's going on? Monrez. What happened to Monrez that I bet? He's casting a pull against Super.
Yep.
Why not?
Yeah, it's getting stacked up a little bit. What's Flyway up to over here? He's already got his Ring of Health picked up, so he is just backlinking. Being forced to CS on the tower. So they do not have the benefit of having the Bane to stop this. So Flyway are just gonna kind of keep doing its thing. Over the top there, making it go onto Super Disruption. Still gonna get hit by a few of these tag teams, but Jumping forward pretty aggressively. I guess with tag team on cooldown. Kind of able to keep James here. Able to run away. Another Shadow Strike coming out. XM does have the blink. TP coming up from September. I mean, I guess the center doesn't really need him, so might as well come up here and they battle for 5-minute runs. Make sure that they get at least the one over. That's just tipping SRF a bit. Alright.
The backlit continues as well. Flywin.
Pretty low. Everyone's getting low on this top lane, so just figured that forward doesn't get slow, but still damage onto James. 3 stacked, almost pops it. TP in Victoria. As September now the target. Alright, he's just gonna go for the 9. Doesn't quite get it. XM blinking in front of him there. And September can deny him. No, they can't. Ursa coming through. Earthshock's gonna get 1. Monet looking for a little bit more. Double kill for him. Earthshock pulling down, and there's the disruption to buy them a little bit more time. Looking like he might just get 3. Oh no, they fed the bear. Triple kill.
Don't feed the bears. Did you not read the sign?
Well, this game is recovered now.
Straight back into it. Like, have a look at the network. Sitting at 4th. Not bad.
Yeah, certainly not bad. Is just buying Vlad. Setsu seems to be doing just fine. I mean, it's probably kind of annoying, but the Flame Guard's still very useful. Gush coming out. Another snowball forward. Not able to dodge it. Slight little bit mid-timed. Oh, getting chased down on one more anchor smash. Put him in an early.
Even that combat remnant's good. It was the same sort of thing that happened last game, right?
He didn't have the mana in that situation.
Okay, true.
Yeah, he only just got the level, and yeah, didn't have the mana to activate. He probably should have thrown one out though. Like, even if he was going to die, because then he could just run them back to this lane instead of having to TP.
Yeah, the charge time.
Oh, alright. TP back out. Flywin has been alternating, taking a little bit of the farm with the back laning, and also clearing out these.
On the top side, they're getting really aggressive here. Use the disruption onto the Ursa to curb a bit of his aggression, but Sammy still just got the 1 point into the blink, so plays a lot more defense if he's constantly getting jumped on here.
So now we just have a tri-lane versus tri-lane at top. SRF with his arcane rune at mid. Does have the level 6, hasn't skilled anything just yet. Grabs Ravage now. So let's have to maybe show a little bit of respect to that, but he's got some bottle sips to heal up. Flywin, he let that creep through, so has to TP bottom to deal with it. I imagine just keep on going.
Hey, might be trouble here.
They're getting going on. My stream has disconnected for some. See if I can find out what the reason. OBS has crashed.
Oh, fun.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, we'll just push the stream live again.
Nothing happened.
No, nothing at all happened.
Just go back live and it's like 30 minutes into the game.
Hopefully it shouldn't miss. They shouldn't miss. I don't know what's gonna happen with the delay and whatnot, but we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Stream just crashed. I didn't even go offline or anything. That 240 really wanted to get that rune, and they're gonna get bodyguarded by a super at bottom.
Speedy rune of haste.
So Monet's down here at bottom now. We do have a little bit of physical lanes kind of going on. What is it? So it's really just playing hyper aggressive up the top. Gotta be careful once that haste runs out.
He still got his remnants though available to him. Bunch of charges. Nice use of bottle too.
Oh, action at bottom. Flywin walking forward, gonna be looking for a stump. There is a disruption already. I'm gonna be looking for the turnaround though, and here comes SRF. He doesn't have the mana for the Ravage, in fact, but Anchor Smash is gonna be enough to find this Flywin kill. And the threat of the Ravage more than enough in that situation. CDC actually taking a pretty handy net worth lead so far here. About 2k. Lots of farm on this Monkey King and the Tide Hunter. And even the Queen of Pain doing alright now after the 2v2 fiasco that was the mid lane.
Yeah, just reach the level 6 or that Mega Tree is going to be real handy for any sort of constant aggression that's going to be coming forward. And well, for once in her life, bit of a free fight here on the top side as XM.
Yeah, he's having a decent time. Setsu's up here, but no point in the Searing Chains. Really no way to threaten this swap whatsoever.
Everything's going so much more favorably here for CDEC, though. It's a full 1,500 net worth lead. Respective cause. The Spirit versus the Monkey.
SRF making the walk all the way up here to try and secure the outpost. Flywin should be able to interrupt it, and with that, that secures his team some experience. Setsu getting down on is able to just jump back out. He's okay.
Still going to be a 1-for-1 trip coming through with these outposts. A little too slow to move with RNG, so not going to be able to die out CDEC from their experience. All the Monkey is going to get his Wu cost, whether it's 11, they're going to be like these ground moving a lot quicker now that you've got this base level of farm on the Queen of Pain.
One is being a little, well, this is kind of weird, right? He's gone for the phase boots, but then also has the beef here queued up. He jumps forward, he does have the chance to use it. Dive through, here comes the Supernova. The Snowball gonna buy them a little bit more time, but it might just get them set up for this stun. King dodges the damage. Sonic Wave turns around on Simone. And now XM going to continue to pursuit. September does have a dive. Eruption coming in. Super trying to keep himself up. It's off cooldown in 1 second. They don't even need it. They've got the slot back. And TDC arriving. XM not even done yet. Wants September dead. And XM will find the double.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, they try. But, can't go on the Monkey King like that, and I guess they just needed another core. Setsu and Flywin, their TPs were on cooldown at the time, I believe, so used anyways.
And Trell, no Tyrant, no Ravage. He's number 2 net worth in the game. He's going into this lad's build, so just the rest of his team. Monkey King really going to be happy about that.
It's not going to be nearly as fast as the previous game, but some decent Roshan potential on both sides. Okay, we got Ursa on one, and then Vlad's side on the other. Oh, SRF! He bombed that rabbit, but it's a total whiff. Setsu just jumping away to the remnant. I don't even know if he would have died if the Ravage had caught him, to be honest, but... Oh, there you go. Rabbit number 1 for this game.
Alright, so just of how the lanes worked out early on, you've still got a clear position 1 and 2. The Royal Jellies have gone to the Monkey King and the Queen of Pain. So.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, Seraph is not getting the priority. He can make do with the mangoes, Danog. They've got a handy dandy little mango tree. So good.
Alright, the stream just caught up, but not like this page. Alright, we're good.
Okay, good. I don't think they missed too much.
Nah, they didn't. Just like a solid 5-10 seconds.
XM is just going for a vessel this game on the Quapos. We do have a smoke from RNG. No, Blinker. Are they trying to smoke Roche? What is the play here? I'm lagging a little bit as well, at least in game. Everything is. Alright, next slide, please. But...
If you need me to go, tell me.
Alright. I think I'm back. I think I'm getting all of the frames at this point. So the Flywin swap back into the Wukong's command. That was a really nice combination from CDC. Now they're looking for a little bit more. September will be able to get the dive out. He's surviving, but he's just rolling up with the numbers here at mid. Setsu still doesn't even have the 1 point in the Searing Chains, so no catch coming from him, no blink dagger yet for the Centaur. And without any of that, really no way to start a fight on the side of RNG. And I started talking about it before, but then that fight happened bottom. What do you make of this battle fury on the Ursa?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't think it's terrible, just because it's counterintuitive to what I understood previously, because the way that the Fury Swipe works is cleave works off the damage that you do, right? As opposed to the damage that the target takes.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Cleave is just based off of your like damage number that's shown in your on your like hero portrait. So
But despite that, unless he expects like me, a guy I cast with last week, he said he tested it and it actually does cleave Fury Swipes damage.
well, I think the way that it works is that Fury Swipes as a buff affects versus damage.
But it's a debuff. It's a debuff on the target, not a buff on you.
Right. Maybe it works. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, regardless, you're not buying this to cleave other heroes in fights. Right? You're just buying this kind of as a farming item. So.
Bit of a farming, I suppose a little bit of cleave in fight. You think about it, you've got, what, 3 heroes that are going to be in the thick of the Monkey King, the Tyrant, and the Tusk. And it provides a good amount of mana regen, considering you're maxing out your Earthshock as well, so you're to farm up a lot faster than what you used to be. And you've still got that increase hero damage now since the recent Fury change.
To me, the most curious thing is that it seems like RNG's read on this game is that they can like outbreed. Like, you look at the Ember, he's buying Maelstrom first. Snowball done now. Should be fine. Oh, is he fine, actually? All right, yep, there you go, running out. He's buying Maelstrom first. He didn't get a point in the chains for a while. You look at the Ursa, he's buying a Battle Fury. You know, Flywind's also been taking things a little bit slow, picking up the Mega first. He does have the Black Dagger now, so they have some playmaking potential there, but all signs point to just kind of filling it out and farming, really. They do get jumped now onto the bench. Even to put down the Supernova. SRF's still going to TP in here anyway, and the Supernova just gets dealt with. They don't even kill Victoria. Oh, no. September. Oh, and that Super also getting caught. His chemical boots being broken. We've got a disrupted tree. Alright, I was really hoping that the illusions were going to be trees when he popped out, but never mind that.
Would be the best hole. The SRF pump fake being ravaged as well. He's probably one of my favorite side hunters, to be honest. Constantly, especially during the later stages, using that longer cast time to try and bait out some BKB usages for the other team, but works, I'd say, about a third of the time.
Backstroke, pump fake ravage, backstroke.
Uh-oh, going in onto this Monkey King here.
Well, they have the damage swap away, Flywin, and here comes the Wukong's command. Monet just wants to run straight through, but he's getting slowed down at every turn by these Echo Saber, and it's Super also running in here. They're just gonna swap him in one more time. The Rage running out in a second. They get the stun up. Victoria still surviving. Flywin finally comes in with the auto attack. Does find the turnaround, but Monkey King got the Jingu stacks. SRF in the backlines doesn't have the mana for that Ravage, but he doesn't need it. XM is here. He's the cleanup crew, and CDEC finding a 3-for-1 there. Some beautiful plays from the Vengeful Spirit in that fight.
Beautiful daughter.
Yeah, Monkey King doing a ton of damage. I don't know what Monet was thinking, just trying to run through that Wukong. He was like, alright, I'm running at him. Lots of chains, and here comes the Ravage Setsu, just living. They kind of stacked the disables a little bit. Is he actually dead? Just so the vessel and the just trying to survive disruption.
One more.
The Shadow Strike's still up. Do they need to deny him? Another jump. Oh, he's living. Lost some all his remnants, but he lives.
Well, that is a time cost penalty, I suppose. You're not going to be able to farm as easily, and might be just as effective as a kill.
It did cost them the Ravage, so still kind of a thing. We don't have the Battle Fury just yet for Monet. He is the least farmed core in the game currently. The Battle Fury is going to change that. XM just running around with his vessel is working his way to duels. What's the Monkey King? He's going BKB. Ty's got the Vlads working toward the head of top. CDC. It would be really nice if they could take the fight maybe close to Roche. They get the stop on the XM, he's pretty tank. Defensive swap out. Here comes the snowball. XM's still living. He's got the blink. They're going to deploy the supernova. XM finally blinks himself away. James still alive, set to 20 to pace him down. Essence Ring helping out a little bit. And Ame with the stun. Okay, they do get a slight change on the high ground. They will kill him off. Both supports fight in the dust.
Yeah.
They're 4 alive there.
I mean, you mentioned the Ravage being used still off cooldown, on cooldown for a minute. It means that they can take that sort of fight with committing to Ursa, who all well was just taking these ancient.
I think I'm pretty keen to fight with the BKB being up now, but might just have to wait a little bit for the Ravage. And yeah, alright, let's see the farm, Monet. Time to rocket up the net worth chart. Let's do it, buddy.
Expecting that to trying to take it up once for just the 20-minute. I don't think he's going to reach it though.
Earth Shock. Let's go.
And you range crit.
He did it.
I got it.
He did it. Earth Shock OP. Alright. Well, CDEC blocking straight into the pit. Taking this out pretty quickly, in fact, and very survivably as well. Actually helping to make quick work of it. They are scanning this on the tire, but not really going to be able to use that knowledge. CDC grab it, they engage it over to the Monkey King. So Ame can play as aggressively as he wants in these upcoming fights. And RNG just continuing to play the split game. Looks like they're aiming for this kind of double BKB as they're timing this game. And until that point, they are not going to fight the Tidehunter. The kind of the plan.
And they will not. I mean, so now that he's got this battle period, he's like, right, I need some sort of team fight presence. I need this BK coming early because he doesn't want a repeat of what just happened with the Monkey King and Yako Saber. He needs to be constantly having a presence and a bit more maneuverability in these team fights. Are they going to go even more defensive on this Shadow Demon, or is there room for him to go into something like full stuff next? It's really nice against the Monkey King just to be able to potentially force him out of his own ring, and then you know, the notes are even more catch potential.
I think a full stuff would be nice to aim for. I don't know what else they really did. They haven't had anyone buy and earn this. So I wouldn't mind seeing that get picked up somewhere. September just for Chivas. It's gone up a little bit, but it's gonna be okay.
Like enough to scare him off, but not completely dissuade him from moving forward. Just try and shut this thing, but there's no creep wave to do it. Or have wave a little bit, have his friends smoke just behind him. He's not wanting all too much.
I do like the rotation up through here as well. Just what if the Ember had just left a remnant in a creep camp, right? So when he got forced back, he was just farming a camp. I think in that case, they would probably be able to find him and kill. Instead of just bringing them up to the tower, looking to bring that down. I win. I love the positioning. He's aggroed the tower and he's just sitting all the way back and letting the retaliate do its job. That's great. Like some damage on the tier 2, but mostly playing defensively, still waiting for the double BKB timing. Tetsu once again shows his face at top. No easy way to kill him if you're CDEC.
The BKB timing up on the Monkey King. Next thing for him is going to be that Desolator, but I see it so queued up on the time. No, he's actually going for the Abyssal Blade now, changing it up a little bit after the Blink Dagger completed.
Yeah, I guess just feeling like you need. Monkey King actually had the Ags queued up a little bit earlier, but it seems like he's gonna try and aim for a slightly earlier timing, and 4th September instantly gets the Sunray canceled there. Alright. Well, we're still just waiting for BKBs. Monet running for some Ancients again down here, but CDC do a pretty good job of contained inside the base, and Flywind getting caught out somewhat. This can force the pop the Stampede just to escape.
The Ravage gives a little bit of time for Sensu to continue to push this one out. They don't be CPing back because suddenly that opens you up to backstep RNG in the mid lane.
Just continuing to try and trade. He's gonna go back behind the tower. Clear it out, let his creeps do the work.
Korea spotted out. It's got a couple of wards on it, but not the full committal.
They're running over with James and XM. I think they're just hoping to maybe cancel Monet being out vision, but okay, they didn't have the vision on his actual hero. They're jumping at the Monkey King over on the other side. That's also a little bit of a target.
Oh no! Swap him out, but not the right coordination with the Ravage that still gets popped, and Supernova gonna lock down Ame. He's used pretty much everything he's got. XM will be able to, and they still make something of the team fighters. They bring down Flywin.
Committal, at least they're able to take tier 2 tech by salvaging something from that. It opens up the bounty runes for them as well, so not the worst, but yeah, definitely wanted to communicate a bit more to make sure there's a repeat of that.
Yeah, that was really not the range that they were hoping for. I think Victoria was watching and it was like, oh, okay, well, looks like SRF isn't planning on ravaging because they've been standing on top of him for a couple of seconds at that point, but...
It was a bit of a panic ravage.
I think he just saw his HP dropping and he was like, oh, so what's going on here? I thought I was tankier than this. It's often the case with Tidehunter these days. I don't know if the rest of the game has just caught up to him a little bit or what the situation is, but I often feel like I see Tide just... I thought this year was supposed to be tanky. What happened? Damage. Well, we've got the BKB now up on Betsu. Snowball comes towards him, so he's just going to be forced to jump back out. We do have BKB also getting completed for the Ursa, and Aegis just getting reclaimed away from CDEC. So they're up by 5k, but still going to be careful with these next couple of team fights. Ravage still on cooldown for a minute. Game's getting quite close to a Blink Dagger, which would be some nice potential counter, especially to keep the Monkey King alive inside of his own Wukong command. Like, if he's getting just trucked by the Ursa, if they can hide him in a snowball, that would be a really big win for DDC during these fights. We are sitting right on top of a higher odds. RNG's walking at him.
Just be careful. They've even got one in the lane that to be able to pick him up, so they should know completely where it's coming from.
Yeah, it does
Back out of time. I'm not sure how I feel that Shiva's Guard purchased on the Phoenix instead of going for the Spirit Vessel. You know, you go against the Monkey King. Sure, he's gonna have Black King Bar, but it doesn't feel quite as strong at all stages of the game, essentially.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you.
And the Vlads, you know, effective against that as well.
Yeah. I would not have minded the Vessel at all. Tide's got the Blink, he's got the Ravage. Link's forward up to September. The dive is actually on cooldown for a little bit. Super gets caught in the back lines. SRF just gonna pop the Ravage, finds both of them. Flying the target on the one side, September trying to escape on the other. We'll just be able to go for the dive, Sunray, and then the TP escape. I'm immediately heading bottom to try and stop Setsu's push down here. And just waiting for the Boundless Strike to bring up Wukong's command. Boundless Strike. They need to follow stuff. I don't think the CP is going to be fast enough from James. Oh, they're still snowballing after him, but yeah. The Venge TP on the outpost. They are really chasing him to the end of the earth. What's happening over here? Monet is kind of going on to XM. There's a Link away. SRF now the target, but he's got to have his halberd, so not so easy to make it go on to him. XM also got Yules, so Monet gonna pop the BKB to keep the chase going, but he doesn't even get a hit. And now they've got swaps and they've got under control for this Ursa. Monet, not the best face, and CDEC all arrived to punish him for it. Was that
man,
BKB? Oh.
It was, yeah, a couple of unfortunate plays, one being that sensitive BKB, and previously the reason the Centaur even got caught out on this upside near the Dire outpost is that a quickening charm dropped on the ground and he had a full inventory, so he was just spamming around trying to find something to drop so that he'd be able to pick it up, and because of that he gets caught by the tail end of the Ravage, and in the end the Vengeful Spirit picks up the quickening charm anyway.
Someone's got the prize. It's click on the inventory for RNG. Unknown. It's like, oh boy. Yeah, they've got an Orchid now on top as well. So XM is just he's a BKB forcing machine. this game. I mean, Ursa and the Ember Spirit had not gone for anything to be able to deal with it without popping BKBs. So that's really tough. Anyways, Roche,
only
10.
100 gold away, finishing up that ship. So it's going to be a little bit of a power spike coming through from them. We're seeing early BKBs out as well. Mid lane they've caught out Tetsu here. His first BKB is the 10.
He's like, I've BKB, I may as well just clear this. Ooh, Remnant jumps. Alright, still getting chased. Actually has another Orchid soon. So you needed to put the Remnant out earlier. Oh, got kind of baited by his own BKB duration there a little bit and not thinking about the exit strategy. Oh, lordy. Oh, an exit almost spotted Flywood in those trees and got the Yules. That would have been even more of a disaster.
Able to escape 60 seconds on the death timer for our Ember Spirit. Out gold away from picking up that oh so valuable Agate Scepter. We'll see if they're able to get it. But in the meantime, you would think that they're going to try and secure a bit more map control, and they've got Korea inside the Roche pit. So an instant take if they're able to spot it out immediately. In 3, 2, 1, Roche time.
Alright. Aegis and ready to be claimed. They take it pretty quickly with all minus armor and the tag team, though. Should be no problem whatsoever. The vision from RNG is nice, but kind of optimistic a little bit. They got these deep wards down, but then they haven't been able to play in this area for a little while. So nothing question is happening, and yeah, the Aegis cheese claimed. Next, I'm going to be the one claiming the cheese. We've got the Aghanim Scepter monkeys popping up everywhere for Ahmed. Game continuing to get scarier and scarier for RNG. Now September mid. Getting hunted for. SRF goes blinking forward. Can they find some kind of a catch? September doesn't have the dive anymore, so no real way to escape from this one. Could have Shivas. Yeah, come on, press your Shivas, buddy. What's going on here? At least do a little bit of damage to them. Now watch. Now if the if the tide escapes on 50 HP or whatever,
that'll do fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, he would have just hit back before with the Vlad's name, but we'll conveniently ignore that and see if RNG can make this high ground defense. All right, Tetsu's coming back. CDEC still just keeping this. The monkey army is going to work. What are they going to do? Flatwind could go for some kind of initiation. Does get the done. SR immediately breaks out, and he's got the Ravage ready. Monkey hops straight forward into that one. XM1 shattered him in dead first, and he puts it 2 buybacks. Now coming through as CDC back into the Wukong's command. They've taken down the lane of Rax already, and Setsu not jump nearly far enough away. As he also gets brought down, dead for 70. CD still have the Aegis, they've still got the cheese. They don't have their big ultimates anymore, but how are they going to keep them here? That's the question. They need the supernova to do something, but I don't know if they can take this fight. Okay, here we go. Supernova, middle of everything. Flywood protected. Immediately gets silenced. It's not the way to do that. And, well, GG called. Put up about infinite game number 2, but in the end it will still be CDEC taking the series.
You can't respect the attempt to go for that sort of play, but it was a little bit obvious in the end. Like, in what situation do you ever fix right on top of enemy heroes? You know, it's typically a slight amount off to the